Talk to me on the actual offer, first of all, just as if I don't know anything to do with your offer.
So essentially, the transformation is going to be taking guys from a position where they're doing well, mainly financially, but because they've devoted so much time into their business or whatever, they've neglected their health and actually the character behind the business.
Got you.
To start with, and essentially we're going to be transforming the character that builds the business.
So you're working on the man in the business.
Essentially.
So business-focused individuals, but right now the guy inside the business is just not that sharp. What are their pains at this moment? Like pains and desires.
Pains and desires, I've got it here. Let me pull up the notes just because I went quite detailed on this.
Where would you say they're living in the world?
They've got location freedom.
Cool. That's good to know.
They've got location freedom. Yeah, I would say Thailand, Bali, maybe Dubai is
Cool.
sort of where I've got my head at with that. Pains, they sit with the fact that their body is subpar every single day and they know it. Like they're smart enough to know that.
So they've intrinsically already realized that where they are right now is what they thought would solve their status problems and their feelings, but they realize that like they're not that guy.
Precisely. Yeah. They've probably got a girlfriend or have girls around them because of their status already, but they're always worried about the next guy coming through.
Got you. So women's a big mover for these guys.
Yes. Yes.
Money doesn't solve their internal problems. What does then? From like your standpoint now as a coach, as a marketer,
Yeah.
what is the solution to that?
I used the term in one of our calls before, becoming the Renaissance man.
Yeah.
The man that's got every base covered. Health, spiritual, emotional regulation, finances. Charisma, I think, is a big one. Because there's a lot of guys out there that I see with money that can get into the room, but when they're in the room, they become a nobody.
Fuck yeah.
And I want to make them the man in the room.
That's interesting, because then from like a visual standpoint, you can get quite creative with what type of content. Do you know what I think someone like yourself should also do, which would be a great form of marketing, to showcase that you're the outcome? You could even do like podcast style content with a woman. And you could probe questions at the woman on what do you really want? Like what, and you could get them, you could get their biggest pain, their biggest fear to reveal the moves that they need to make. So then they make the decision for themselves, correlated with their biggest desire.
I like that.
So if you could get through your content, even women to tell them what the men need to do, then you don't even need to tell them. They're selling themselves, and then you have the pathway to fulfilling that. And you just being in the conversation, leading that with that woman, and they respect you.
Huge authority.
Huge authority.
Yeah.
So that could be a pillar. We can come back round on that, but that's
like
where my mind is already going.
I think that fits the brand as well.
I could see you doing
persona.
that. Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know, it comes out nice.
Sick. So as of now, are they aware that they need your process in any way, shape, or form? Or do they simply just have the pain and they don't know what the fix is? Do we basically need to come in at problem aware or solution aware? So if you were to go into your ICP's mind right now,
Yeah.
and we were to, let's say me and you are your ICP.
Yeah.
If they come on YouTube,
Yeah.
are they typing in the way to get to, like, are they typing in how to optimize my body, da 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 da, because they've already figured out that their body's the issue? Or are they typing in how to attract your dream partner, how to be respected by women, and then you drop the mechanism in that step? Like, how aware are they that their body, their charisma, their optimization is the issue?
I don't think they know it to that degree yet. I don't think they're like, I'm not charismatic enough. My frequency isn't high enough.
So we need to polarize that.
Yeah, so we need to definitely polarize that. They understand their health is a lagging point. They feel it every day through anxiety, crashes in the afternoon. They understand the health, but they don't understand the frequency, the charisma element. And I don't think, because obviously we've spoken about it, part of my offer is going to be hormone optimization, like getting your hormones in check so that you can operate at the highest level. I don't think they understand that yet.
Yeah, so they've, as far as society see them, they're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And when they're, let's say, in their business, behind the laptop, they feel like a pretty competent person. Yeah, their energy's dropping a little bit. But they thought, and this is what we need to articulate, they thought when they build their business, all their problems are going to go away. And now you need to meet them where they're at and be like, so you built your business, you're making X amount, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here, but you still feel like a loser in this scenario. Now, pretty sure you've already figured out by now, and you can already intrinsically feel, like word structures, that it wasn't money. Now, yeah, money's good, money's a tool. I'm not saying don't work on money, but we all know that who you are still needs to be worked on in itself, and tie it back to another desire that's only going to help you again in your business. So we need to always tie the outcome of your offer to all of their desires. I wouldn't just pick only women. I would look at all of it. So let's say if we were to come down here, derivative desires. Straight away, we've got like respect from women.
And men.
Almost like seen as an authoritative, seen as a high caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah, just respected by men.
Because the thing that when I look at them, I'm like, they step into the room that they've probably paid money to get into, and they shrink up.
Yeah, I actually think guys get to a point where they care more about being respected by men than by women. And if their soul knows that you can articulate all these, what I would say a really important thing for you to do as well is have a lot of thinking time on your struggle, story, solution, and all of the real honesty that you felt. If you can articulate that, they're going to literally be like screaming at you, like, this is 100% me. Respected by men, obviously they also want more money. Cash flow increase. Reproduce is always going to be a big one. Future family.
Yeah.
What else would you say? Is there any other big ones on there?
I think they want to be proud of the physique.
They want like a.
They want to be aesthetic and like yeah.
Yeah, a big desire in itself, especially with higher level people. Like what's crazy is, I'm going to put another word on there, bro. Mastery. Mastery isn't really a desire for lower level archetypes, but it's 100% a desire for higher level people. And I could, let's say, even if I didn't increase my cash flow, I take so much from just mastery in a topic. Self-actualization, they just know they need to grow, like growth, fulfillment. Yeah. I talk about that a lot. You'll hear me say that in my main chat. Like, if we're not growing, we can't be fulfilled. So basically what I'm doing is creating an urgency to grow installing the belief of growth, which again is true. But then if you're articulating that they need to grow, well, what's the pathway to grow in the one that allows them to achieve their derivative desires? Fulfillment internally.
Yes, big one.
Growth, and I would say holding their word, like doing what they, fulfilling their imagination. Like I would say one of my biggest desires is like, if my imagination can see something, I've got a stubbornness that has to execute on it. Like if I've seen it, I have to do it. And the thing is, people think marketing to more affluent or higher end people is difficult because there's an ego. Now, it's extremely difficult if you are trying to do it as an 18-year-old with no personal development, right? Because the mistake a lot of people make is they think, oh, I need to sell to the wealthy because they have more money. But people who are in that situation make it extremely hard for themselves because they're not an authority to their audience, right? Whereas for someone like you, there's a very simple formula to sign, and it's easier. Like it's easier to sign the 5K to this guy than it is to sign a 500 with like a beginner guy. And it's all just about knowing what's going to make them move, being an authority in that. For you personally, what was your own journey behind this? So were you once a guy that started making a bit of money, but you just felt like, what was this struggle?
So really we have to go all the way back, and we were saying this earlier. In school, grew up, just a guy, best at football, fastest, had the girls. And I sort of rode that wave from like 13 all the way up to 17. And then I hit a point where I was smoking weed every day. I didn't care about anything other than smoking weed with my friends. And that's when I started to slip down the path of like just abusing my body, drinking, smoking, not caring about my self-image, almost being like, fuck it.
Almost like because you had it so easy.
Yeah, I had it so easy.
Because there's a lot of guys who are, let's say, the you archetype, who now are just flat broke working in Tesco's, right?
Exactly.
So it's almost like your comeback story. Cool.
Precisely. So yeah, 13 to 17, the man fell off from 17 to 21. Was getting involved with drugs, the wrong people. You know what it's like in England, very much on that party scene. And then I had a moment where I'd just passed my driving test at 21, and I went out, and it was like a semi-final for a football match. Scored a couple of goals, we won the final. Got heavy on the drink down the pub after, maybe like 10 pints. Got in my car after passing my driving test 5 days before, crash. Got done for drink driving.
Bro, I've heard this story with so many different people, you know.
I know.
It's like...
It's weird, right?
People need like a big wake up. And what I get really interested by is like, I've had these wake ups. But I always try and really deep, how can I help someone make the big pivotal move without having to realize it with an extreme moment for themselves? But I think lads yes, there's a way to do it, but lads on the whole, you can tell them. I used to find this with my old program, you know, in the fitness photo shoot stuff. And you could be like, oh yeah, just don't do this when you go out. Like honestly, if you go drink once you've been on plan for 8 weeks, it'll feel shit. They have to go and make the mistake for themselves and learn the hard way. It's kind of interesting. So I had like an epiphany.
Car crash moment. Then cut a load of people off. And I left the country to go and do football coaching.
Where did you go?
Cyprus, which is a bit of a synchronicity to later on in my journey.
That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, small island. So Cyprus football coaching.
How did you come about that opportunity?
I was searching online. It was like, I was at a position where it was like, what is the only thing that I've got right now in my life? And it was football. I was good at football and I understood football.
Were you at the point where you were just like, I need a complete blank canvas, I need a new slate?
Completely. I'd hit the self-destruct button at home.
Mm-hmm.
Completely hit the self-destruct button.
So you were like almost at a window where with self-mastery, there's like a continuous cycle of you have to kill your current self, right? And some people are like, oh, well, I hate this version of me, so I want to fucking kill myself. I want to just quit life, right? A lot of high-level people have this where they feel the same, but it's like an instinct into, no, we just kill this version and we become a new version.
Yeah.
And your way of doing that was new environment.
Yes, new environment, going into something that I was passionate about and doing that consistently, because I was football coaching every day now. But the main thing that came from that decision was I met a guy who's 65 years old. He was my football coach. He was like in charge of me and he became a mentor. And a black guy, 65. Probably the most charismatic man I met ever. And he taught me how to be charismatic. I spent every day with him for 6 months and he filled me with confidence.
So, I've just put a note there, Expert Secrets. Have you ever read that?
No.
Read that.
Okay.
I'll come back around to that later. So this is really interesting, okay? Because this is, when I go through this part, the identity extraction part, right?
Mm-hmm.
This sells when you load it correctly. We're getting to a good point now where there's certain stuff that people relate to, like you could even be like, look, you know, I was that guy, I had it. Your ICP may have had windows where they've had it, but they've just not kept evolving. And a trigger for those is like, if you look at like the dark triad trigger, it's like ego. A simple term could be like, you know, there are guys who you look at who used to be losers and they absolutely crush you in every, like, they're like, fuck, I need to go, right? But, so that's interesting. But then we come to a mentor.
Yeah. Big shit.
So there's an importance of a mentor.
Yes.
Right? That in itself is going to sell your coaching. And the thing is, you can't ever raise frequency. You can't level up without exposure. It's a law of exposure, right?
Yeah.
You have to sell the need for law of exposure. Like, it's not manipulate. Like, it's true. You can't, you know, if you look at someone who, like, let's say you looked at a kid now who's like the best player for Man United. There was a guy who he saw on TV when he was 6 years old called Ronaldo, and that was exposure, right? And then he had a coach. Like if you can't see something above, so you saw a guy who was basically way more charismatic, really confident, and could help you through that process. Yeah. What were some of the biggest lessons you learned from him?
Wow, so many. Being a man of your word, first off, sticking. If you say you're going to do something to someone, you stick to it. Not being afraid to go and spark up conversation with anyone, like just backing yourself in all scenarios. Backing yourself. Like he used to get me, I was 22, he was 65. He used to get me to go up and talk to the hottest mums. And there's a funny story that goes down the line where I ended up bagging one of these mums. But he was like just putting me in uncomfortable situations, consistently putting myself in an uncomfortable situation.
And would you have done that without the exposure and the accountability from this guy?
No.
Boom.
And do you know why? It's because I believed in him and I was like, I will listen to whatever he says because I wanted to be like him. I loved everything about him. I loved how people...
So what we were talking about in the gym earlier, like that authority figure where you need to be around someone where you know that they're an authority in what you want to do, and then you need to become extremely suggestive to that figure. So I always say, if someone's done something I want to do, I just shut the fuck up, listen, soak it. And like the highest, if you were to trace back the most successful people, as much as everyone in the world likes to say, oh, they got an ego because they're successful, they have the definition twisted. you had no ego. People may have looked at you confident approaching these women, being the one that steps out and does all this stuff. Oh, Tommy's got an ego. No, you didn't have an ego. You were the guy that actually became suggestive to an authority and just executed.
Yeah.
And that has to be coached. You know, I said earlier, like we have to program the mind. We have to coach with mindset our audience to be able to take the right action that gets them to where they need to be, and we can be the vehicle to facilitate that. Mm-hmm. I see everyone like a bit of like a bucket, a mindset bucket, and at the top of the bucket is the buy-in line. Mm-hmm. When they come in, you've got this bucket of followers. At the top of the bucket, when we like fill the water up with enough buy-in beliefs and just action frames, they're ready to buy. And then when they get to the top of the bucket, we can then take them up and escalate it to the 1,000. Right? But all of this stuff from your story has to be intentionally structured and certain points said, because we need to get the elements, the principles out of your success into them, mm-hmm. so they can execute. So you believed in an authority figure, you executed blindly,
yeah,
with trust and faith.
Yes.
Cool. And then talk to me. So this is more of like the charisma, the confidence element of the coaching, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit more on the physicality, the health, the optimization. Where did that part of the story come in?
So that part of the story came in when I came back from Cyprus. So I was there for 6 months, and by the end of it, I'd learned so much off of him. In terms of football coaching, I came home and started my own football coaching company.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was like I backed myself to go and build a business off the back of this. And then it was like I was doing private coaching, I was doing coaching at after schools, do you know what I mean? Like classic, mm-hmm. and I was building that out in my local area.
Nice.
And then that was when I started to focus on my own health. I went sober for a long period of time, got in the gym consistently, like I'd been in the gym here and there. And that was when I'd really started to go all in on self-development, like waking up 6 a.m. with the sunrise, grounded, sun through my eyes, having honey before bed. I was doing all of these things, just going deep on YouTube, learning about detoxing my body, all of this different stuff. And just got obsessed with it really, and I've not really stopped being obsessed with it since.
Why did peptides come in? Because I know you're big on peptides.
Peptides came in 6 months ago.
Cool.
Peptides came in 6 months ago when I'd had a bit of a low month in August in terms of discipline and my health. Again, smoking weed wasn't aligned to anything. I was just doing the sales that I was working on. Actually, I wasn't actually doing sales at that time. I'd had like a month off, and that's part of a story that we can go into later. I'd had a month off and I came to Thailand and I was like, right, I need to sort my hormones out. I need to start optimizing myself. And did a blood test, realized testosterone wasn't an issue, but still didn't feel my best. I was chronically fatigued. I wasn't putting on muscle the way that I wanted to. There was a few things that I just didn't feel right with. And then this is where I came down the rabbit hole of peptides and human optimization. And spoke to a gentleman in the gym. He was a 74-year-old. I was explaining this story earlier.
Yeah.
Completely jacked, 74. I went up to him. I was like, what do you do? Explain it to me because I want to learn from you. Mm-hmm. And we had a really long conversation. He's actually a really good friend of mine now. And he was explaining to me peptides, all the A-class celebrities have been on them for the last 30 years. And instantly I was sold. That's all I needed to know.
So you're a curious person.
A very, very, always want to learn. If I see, it's like you, if you see someone that's got something you want, mm-hmm. I'll go and I'll sit.
Trait of the most successful people, you should always be as curious as possible. I like it. That's what I'm actually starting to write down here, just key elements and beliefs aligned with your offer. That aren't just aligned with your offer, but they actually have direct congruency with your story, right? Another thing I picked up on was a constant mission, because for you, the thing that was pulling you back was you kept diving away from the purpose, right?
Yeah.
And so they need an action belief of they need a constant mission and definitive purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And something you can discuss with them is that when they felt their best, they will have probably had a figure who they looked up to, and maybe they outgrew that, or maybe they're in a different chapter now, and they almost just reset and they became too familiar with their new level, and their thermostat stayed too still. And if anything, it declined, and now we need to reset that standard. So they need a constant pursuit
Yes.
of a higher standard.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of the most important things to you feeling your best? Would you say it's your energy? Is that one of the things you value?
Energy. 100% energy, because without that, I can't be charismatic. I can't be confident. I'm going to take less risks.
Hold on. So they need it to be charismatic. I like it.
Yeah.
Go again.
Learn, output, risk taking,
I like it.
all of this.
So a big sell, one of the outcomes of your offer then is going to be energy.
Yes.
And the derivative desires that it fulfills is going to be charisma and higher output and income and risk taking and self-belief, right? Holding their word. So a simple structure on a pitch, by the way, for something like this would be, the world only rewards the most high energy men. If you look at this guy, this guy, this guy, they all have extreme amounts of energy. You don't need this avenue, this avenue, this avenue, which you're trying. You need to focus on energy, and that's going to bring this. How do we raise our energy? We get around someone who's high energy, okay? We look at how do they live? How do they optimize their life? How do they eat? How do they train? What supplements do they use? What protocol? How do they set the calendar? Who do they spend time with? And then we bring people back into our unique mechanism once we've solved the need for energy. So one of the big sells, you have to have a polarizing sell the need for energy.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Which is your reason for your unique mechanism.
I like that a lot.
Let's dig down a bit, and I'm going to keep coming back to this key elements part. Mm-hmm. Expert Secrets, like I said, for you, would be a great book. It's by Russell Brunson. You heard of Russell Brunson?
Yeah.
By Russell Brunson, basically it just runs you through the story framework on how to tell stories. So if you look at like a Disney film, and like there'll be like the struggle part, and then there'll be the epiphany moment, and they'll meet the mentor, and then everything goes wrong again, and stories that humans really connect with. You've just told me a story which is very much like a Disney film, but the more you can articulate it like that, the better. Sometimes you're going to tell your story, for example, in a full VSL style video. You're going to structure it in a very specific way, following that framework from Expert Secrets. However, sometimes if we're just doing like a pitch on one thing, you may just jump into one element of your story. It doesn't have to, you don't have to tell your whole story. Mm-hmm. What could also be a story? Something you did this morning. It doesn't have to just be your...
Yeah.
This is what we call your origin story. Now, an origin story isn't just an origin story when it comes to marketing. It has to be an origin story which actually links with the offer. Some people make the mistake of, oh, I have this origin story, and I could tell loads of stories. For example, my origin story is my origin story, but I tell different angles of it, which are both true, but I'm intentional about the ones I say for my elite offer versus my brand offer. Let's dig a little bit on what's our elements, almost like by unique mechanism. Let's not overcomplicate at the beginning. Let's just think on pillars. What are the things that we need to do? So like, what would an example of this be? Maybe it's just nutrition, maybe it's peptides, maybe it's routines.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are all the things, if I came to you right now and I'm your ICP and we had a 15-minute call,
Yeah.
what are the topics or pillars you would tell me to go delve down to solve this struggle?
Yeah. Energy would be blood work, first off. Understanding your blood work.
I love this. Yeah.
Structure, you talk about predictable energy all the time.
So again, a deep understanding of why. So most guys just go and do this. Why? Because they saw on this packet it does this. No, everybody's internal state is different. Now we just want to get to the root cause, because most people put a plaster on it and they're basically walking on glass. They put plasters on the feet and continue walking on glass. And I would use analogies and stuff like this to help them understand. The more visual you can create installing a belief, the better. If you can help, especially with marketing to men, if you can just make them go, yeah, everything, like if you're just talking about blood work, most guys are going to be like, I don't need blood work, right? But then if you can articulate like, all you're doing by doing this thing you're currently doing, you are walking on glass. You are just destroying your feet and you keep putting a plaster on it and then you keep coming back around. Now, a competent man to me is someone that understands he has a problem and he can eliminate the root cause. Do you really feel that competent when you keep repeating history month after month? And now you've played with his ego. And he's like, no, I need to fix it. And now we can take him into blood work. So blood work, a deep understanding on the why and the root cause.
Yes.
What else?
Structure.
By structure, is this with the calendar, like just how we set out the day?
Yeah. A lot of self-development work in there.
Because these guys are going to be self-employed, right? So we can almost just like set their calendar how we want to an extent.
Yeah.
And again, when we're marketing, we need to make sure we speak at that ICP. Guys, you may say you have total control, like play into their positive. You have total control of your calendar. You are choosing your current setup, right? Would it be smarter to choose this way or choose this way? Crossroad, close them. Like help, basically you're taking them to a decision. And big them up, but paradox them again. Because you can do whatever you want all day. So you'll hear me say, guys, you can go to the beach club all day. You can do this all day. You don't want it deep down. You want to grow, because you know your deepest desire is growth. What are we going to do? We're going to grow. But first I have to sell them on growth. What else? Quick fire a few random
outside
things.
your comfort zone, getting outside your comfort zone, feeling fear and doing it anyway. Is going to be a big one of what I want people to do.
Would we put this into like character traits work?
Yeah, character traits work.
Almost just like a new lens on how they attack everything.
Yeah, so it's self-identity.
Yeah. Do you delve into much stuff on a training, nutrition, supplementation standpoint?
Yes, supplementation is going to be huge. Training, nutrition, it will be part of it. It's not going to be my focus. That's like a base.
Yeah, it's just like almost just like a way of living for them. Here's a list of your whole foods. This is how my style of eating, rather than it being like a macro polarization
100%.
Or stuff like that.
And I almost want to go down to the angle of like, you should already understand this. It's 2020 fucking
Yeah,
5.
you. I'm sure you've already heard that you need to be hitting your macros. You need to be hitting all foods. I'd imagine you already do, right? And you can ask them, and they're like, "Yeah, I already do." So for you, the next step is
my mechanism.
Yeah. So you're just going to tee yourself up.
Yeah.
And,
that's actually a good way to do that, right?
Yeah. Like, you need to speak exactly at them. So you would literally be like, look, you're not stupid. I'm not going to try and coach you on fucking calories.
Yeah.
You're an intelligent guy. How would you have already made 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month if you weren't an intelligent guy? I'm not going to, press you down in a corner and make you out like you're dumb. What I'm talking about now is elevation. and I'm talking about optimization, which is what we're all looking for, isn't it? Question. Yes, and they're just coming with you, right? So it's more about how we tee ourselves up now, especially with a higher level ICP. It's like a simple foundation.
Yeah, simple foundation.
So if I then came to work with you, and what would be your delivery mechanism? Like, how do you give me this value on the mechanism to achieve outcome and desires?
Yeah, so I've thought of a bit of like a 3-stage plan where it's like break down, build, and become. So it's like break down your current situation, top to bottom, blood work, structure, character traits.
Almost like understand and kill the current you.
Yeah. Break down, break, kill. And then build, rebuild, and then become. Outcome.
Very good. I also like how it's very third grade. Did you say build or rebuild?
Build. BBB.
Nice. I like how it's very simple. Like you could give this a 3-year-old and they know.
Yeah.
It's easy to follow.
It's actually break, build, become, instead of break down, just because it looks nicer.
Slick. Yeah. Break, build, become. So in this phase, we are going. So almost like these are like micro mechanisms that come into your unique mechanism.
100%.
I'm with you. So that's very easy to market now because we can just be like, we got to break. You got to polarize these. We got to break this down, right? And then tell stories on what you had to do and how you had to get out your way. We got to crush ego. I was talking with a client yesterday. I was discussing it in the gym, selling his company at the minute, and very smart guy. And he was actually he was sharing a book with me. Let me find the name of the book. And he was like a very high level philosophy, and he was basically sharing how. It was this book, bro. Beyond Good and Evil. All right, and apparently it's like so high level, like really, really old philosophy.
Yeah.
And this book apparently is so complex that you need to just reread it every year. But it eggs you up and then just crushes ego. Eggs you up, crushes ego, and like the way you see the world after is like he said you just operate like a different human, and we have to be willing to crush that.
Yeah.
So a big thing you're going to have to play with is this effectively. Let's say they're in chapter 1 of where they are right now, right? Let's just say they're in chapter 1, or you could say they're in chapter 27. Well, if they're in chapter 27, this is chapter 28, 29, and 30. Okay. Well, you need to install beliefs around, if you want chapter 30, you need to do chapter 29. And if you want to do chapter 29, you got to get out your own way. You got to do chapter 28. So guys, as much as you want to be this right now, this physically cannot happen without this. And this is why inside my X with these, we do this. This is why me at this phase, I did this. And there has to be a lot of belief around break, because this is where we've got to really get their ego out of the way. We've got to almost have guys willing to go through this break phase and drop ego. So what's really good when you know your marketing's working is everything you install around this. When someone applies to work with you or someone just sends you a random message, they will repeat back at you all of the beliefs you've installed, like exactly like it's like a science, like it's almost funny to the point where you're like, oh, you really want to do that? That's funny because no one's ever said that before. Oh, I'm the only guy that said it, right? So you'll probably get guys coming to you and they'll be like, yeah, man, I'm just at a phase now where I just need to crush this current version of me and I need to build myself back up so I can become that guy. And you're like, yeah, interesting. We can do that, right? We need that. It needs to be so definitive, so repeated, and this is going to be one of the biggest beliefs we have to install on your mechanism.
Perfect.
What happens? If you're going to break me down, how are you going to break me down? What's the process? You said blood work was a part. Is it so? There's like an identity.
Yeah.
Is this almost like what's your calendar like right now?
A lot of it's habits.
Yeah.
I need to know what you're doing.
So, almost like a full spectrum analysis.
Yeah. I need to understand their mind as well. Their mindset,
of habits, mind,
hormones and stuff like blood work. Yeah.
and physiology.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
how could we make that snappy? It's almost like what you do, what you think, and what's going on inside. It's like
That's nice.
we could synthesize that clean in some way. It'll come to me in this session. I like that because we want to keep it simple. We don't need to go crazy complicated on this
Yeah.
in marketing. We just need to do a lot of building emotion and action beliefs. A lot of talking in the derivative desires, and the only way to do that is through this. But this, you know, we talked on the brand call the other day, and I was talking about, I think Shamey, he asked like, how long should my mechanism bit be?
Yeah.
It's no different to a YouTube video. It's no different to anything. It's like the whole part is like the hook, the problem intro, the solution intro, the struggle, the situation, the solution. And then it's just like bam, 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 framework. That's how we solve it. Where are they going to solve it now with you? So you're basically going through, how I would look at this is you come into the doctor's and for 15 minutes, you come in and you got a swollen ankle and you're like, for some reason, for 2 years, this ankle's been fucking me off. And I look at it and I ask you a question. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Okay. Have you fallen on it? Don't think so. Okay, I'm going to do some mobility test. Okay, let's do some blood work. Let's see what's going on because I don't know why, if you've not fallen on it, what's going wrong, etc. And we go through this whole analysis. And then I go, I've done a scan, you just got this little thing torn here. And all we need to do is 8 weeks of physio and I'm going to give you this peptide. But they don't know what's happening in the physio and they don't know anything about the peptide. Like the solution was just so bam, bam, bam. The build-up, even in the build-up, I may have said, what do you like to do in your spare time? If I was a private doctor, what do you love to do in your spare time? And you're like, I love to play football. I'm like, oh, so you can't play much football right now. Oh, and you want to be a pro footballer? And you're like, yeah. Like, yeah, you can't be a pro with that ankle right now, can you? It's holding you back. Cool, so we need to get you pro in how long? Okay. It's emotional, right? It's emotional and questions. That's your video. That's your content. When you make a video, how to, or how I did this, 90% is the emotional build. And the 10% is how to, but from doc to frame. The real how to is when you give the doctor 10K and say, we're going to start the physio and I want to get the peptide and whatever else I need. It's still valuable because they've become aware of something, right? It would be like me saying in my video, guys, you need to go through identity extraction, you need to go through two-step offer system, you need to go through biotraffic. Well, now they do know the definitive thing they need to do when they were just wasting time fucking off in all directions. So it's still valuable. But are they going to put the money where their mouth is and fix the fucking ankle? So you're not invaluable by doing that. The real value is always pay to play. And your job is just building enough emotion and then having enough conviction that this is the definitive solution. And yeah, it's going to keep it very simple for you. Build, talk to me a little bit about build.
Well, this is where we'd obviously work out what they need to be doing based off of their goals. So we'd have to really understand where they want to get to, what their massive lagging points have been here, what we've had to break down to then rebuild. So if it is like energy, we're going to have to give them a peptide for that. We're going to have to give them a routine that optimizes their energy. But essentially it's like building the character is what I want the overarching thing to be. But it's like all the mechanism in between is like optimizing your hormones, optimizing your routine.
Yeah, it's now we give you the definitive plan of action, the blueprint.
Yeah.
To run it in habits, mind. So we're going to give you new habits, new way of thinking that is, so basically what we need at the front is they basically have clarity on mission.
Yeah.
And then we're going to align through optimizing, rebuilding habits, rebuild process, rewire mind aligned.
Yeah.
Like
Identity.
what beliefs are gonna actually serve them right now.
Yeah.
And rewire physiology
Yeah.
or rebuild physiology.
Yeah.
Become.
The man they've always wanted to be. The man they know they could be.
More like fine tuning at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is almost like how I would go on my elite program where I'd be like, we're gonna prime, we're gonna diet, we're gonna reverse, and then we're gonna run a performance phase. At this point, you're looking savage, you're 8%, you're full as a house, you're sharp as fuck. But every week, I still, just like my business, we find the 1%. Look at all the pro athletes, and they're always refining the 1%. And this is the 1% club.
Yeah.
But there's still got to be a reason to be there, which there is.
Yeah.
There's always learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I would also say, and we're going to come to offers, but what this also gives us is potential for when you solve one problem, another problem is created.
Yes.
So when you get people to this 1% club, let's say you run this offer for 12 months.
Yeah.
And you start being known for the guy who's making all these 1%ers. Well, now you got loads of 1%ers who are savages, right? Who are all charismatic. Well, now instead of like an actual coaching offer, they might want more of like a mastermind offer where now they can just, or a network offer, where they now want to be around all the 1%ers because now they're like the only 1%er they know. Like one of the reasons people don't become a 1% guy is fear of success.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, I'm going to lose all my mates and
Yeah.
people aren't going to understand me because I'm so dialed in. And
This is the longer term mindset in play as well with it. The Renaissance men is where we're looking.
I like it. It's got a lot of potential to just keep compounding layers on it. Okay, let's look at offers then.
Yes, do have
I
that.
feel pretty clear on all this stuff. This is really good.
That's been super helpful. It's always been in me.
Yeah, it's
I
just
just haven't got it out.
Yeah. Start position. Let's almost run ICP on like this guy right now. If you describe him to me and I have to go out and I have to go to like Omni and bring him back to you, who is this guy?
I've got his current reality here. We've gone into like his business. He's like sitting in the sauna thinking that he's doing the right thing.
Is he probably like e-com sales trader, sort of like
100%.
coach?
All of this.
He's kind of similar to, there's an element of people who come in my Black Room Elite, like the fitness one, and they're this guy. Some of them are the very high level guys, but some of them are just 7 to 30K a month guys, and then they're like out in Bali doing good, but they're just like, I need to be in wave, I need to be optimized, I need to build myself.
I also feel like there's going to be a bit of a catchment where I'm getting older guys that are like, fuck, look at this whippersnapper, he's fucking got it. He's got it going on. And then they're like 45, 50, and they're like,
there's an ego
like
trigger.
Dog shit,
Yeah.
I don't know how I would catch them and how they'd be watching my YouTube. Maybe that would be a paid ads thing down the line. But I also do see myself working with older guys.
Yeah. So who, right now, this guy who you've got in here, what age would you say he is at the minute? Is he mid-20s?
Yeah, he's mid-20s. He's probably from 22 to...
Do you know how I would go about
35.
this for now then? I would market at this exact guy. I would just speak all your content at this guy.
Yeah.
But then if you want, you can just caveat your certain comments. You can be like, now I know most of you guys watching this are in your mid-20s, but like, I mean, some of the guys I work with are in their 50s.
Yeah.
And now the guy who's in his 50s who was watching your content is like, it's fine, he works with me. Simple one-liners. You don't need to rebuild your whole marketing.
Yeah.
If you still speak the desires and the pains, even if you're speaking at the 25-year-old situation, but you just include him very subtly, it's absolutely fine because you're still speaking at him
He's still
You know?
dealing with all of this. He's just been dealing with it for longer.
Yeah, I have guys who watch my brand who are 45, 55, 50, like 60, who will message me on building a brand, but they're just in different areas. Like it might be in like adversity or just like wisdom stuff. Like, and they've got a lot of life experience, and now they're like, you know what? Like I've gone my whole life and I want to build something I'm passionate about, and I feel like I've been called by God to give this back now after all this experience. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, but I was mainly speaking at the guys who are 25, 30.
But you've dropped a few lines in there.
Yeah. And it's easy done. So tiers at the minute, right? You've got current offers that you'll have set up through what you've seen and stuff so far.
Yeah.
Run me through what your idea is on delivering the 2 offers. Like, how do you see it in your mind when so the transformation is we're going to take someone from like, they're making a bit of money, but we need to turn them into the man in simplicity.
Yeah.
In the mid-tier and the high tier, there'll be a future tier, okay, which is going to be maybe this network, right?
Yeah.
As of now, we've got a mid-tier and a high tier, and they should be both working on the same outcome.
Yeah.
So we've got start position, end position. The only difference really between mid-tier and high tier is how much proximity and one-on-one they get with you. We keep it really simple.
Mm-hmm. So I've got it here. Here's how we do it. We align you to your higher self, mentally, physically, spiritually, and hold you to that frequency.
What's the features and benefit element? So if I was to jump on, like here, what's this bit? Like, what are they getting? Weekly one-on-one coaching calls? Are they going to get course, etc.?
Yeah. So there's going to be a course. I'm thinking I've got 15 modules in mind, but I'd like to go over that with you to streamline it, because I don't want to overbuild out a course when it doesn't need to be 15 modules if it doesn't need to be. Blood work review.
So I would basically, a course would be this, right? And within each one, you might make 5 videos or 3 videos. I would probably just have, for me, if we were just coming back here and now, I might have welcome, okay? Basically like you've just made the best investment of your life. This is going to be transformative. This is what I expect of you. I expect you on all of the group coaching calls. I expect you to just drop all ego and just execute with 100%. This is what I expect. This is what we're going to do. This is how the whole process is going to work. We're going to take you through the break, build, become, and this phase is going to take about this long, this long, this long. Now let's get stuck in. Then they go into break, and you may synthesize that down into habits, mind, physiology. And this could just be like video, video, video. And then you might have this. And then you might just have, first of all, here's a video on how I set my mission. Like for me in my elite process, I have what I call the achievement roadmap process. So it like allows people, gives themselves permission to dream on their goal. What are the standards aligned with that? What are the resources they need to tap into? Who do they need to get around? Do they need to do blood work? Do they need to do this? Do they need to do this? And then I take them through the 12 power goals protocol, which is basically like set the goal, set the reason why, set the date, and then effectively we set a reward for when they do it and a stake for if they don't. So if you say, I want to make 50K a month by this day next year, you set the standard base goal of 50K a month. And then you may have, what's the reason why? What's the emotion behind that which is going to make you go for it? Oh, well, it's going to mean that I can travel and basically do my derivative desires, right? Because no one wants 50K a month. I can't sell brand, you're going to make 50K a month. They want something because of 50K a month, right? So what's your own authentic desire and emotion on why you want the 50K a month? Then I'll do a quick little video on like, okay, now you need to set the reward. What are you going to do when you do that? Maybe you treat yourself to this watch. Maybe you do whatever. Stake. You've got to live in a hostel with a t-shirt and shorts, nothing else for 1 month if you don't hit this goal. Even if you're at 48K, you have to ditch everything and go live. And now they're like, I have to do it, because it's like they're running away from a pain. They're pulling towards a desire. And this is like my goal setting video. And then there'll be a video on this. There'll be a video on an outline of this, like how to set up your calendar, process, a mindset video. And is it going to be everything you know? No. But it's going to be a great source of self-study that they can go back into. And then here, I would just make a few videos. And then obviously in your coaching calls, you're going to get a lot of questions. You're going to answer them, right? I would always write them down. Then what you can do is any of the good questions, you can almost just treat it like a YouTube video, but instead of doing the emotional sell and the doctor frame, you can just make problem solution videos.
Based off of the question I'm getting
and
asked.
just add them into the break, become, build.
Oh, okay. So the YouTube video just goes back into the course.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually make it for YouTube, but like, you know how I would say make a YouTube video and just be like, what's a question? Someone's like, I want to become confident.
I see.
And then you just go but you just get straight to the education. You don't necessarily build an emotion.
Yeah, okay. I see.
So then I would just go and drop it back in here. Or if you have the calls recorded and you just have a section where you're like, I was just speaking 15 minutes, it wasn't interrupted nonstop, and it was bomb, just fucking take the recording and send it straight into the course. I've paid 10K for stuff where there was one pre-recorded video, and all of them were just 1 hour, 1.5 hour group calls, and you have to go fish your way through the calls. It's still fucking valuable. It is to someone who wants the result. So yeah, I would do that. I would say, let's say 3 pillars with maybe 9 initial videos, let's say, for now.
Yeah.
And then just add over time.
Yeah.
Just have a minimum viable product. And plus call recordings. That's what they're going to get.
Yeah.
Just give them access to call recordings if you hit record. Add other ones. Like I said to you guys on the brand call, what do you want to see?
Yeah.
When I have a slot in the week, I'll go film it. I'll put it in. And so it's going to be a course. There's going to be then calls, right?
Yeah. Q&A calls.
Group Q&A. Is that once a week?
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes if I want to speak on something, I'll dive into a topic for like
just
15,
open a
20 minutes.
framework.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and then when you do that, that's when I just clip it straight into the course.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes you could come in, do like a 2-minute intro and be like, right guys, I'm going to go into this. It's recorded. And then you just chop that section straight in.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. And mate, that's a good program. And then you could maybe have, for something like this, if there's no are you going to run like an app, like I have like a HubFit or something like that? Or like, are you going to give them like a Notion with like the training? Or are you just going to put like everything inside?
See, this is what I'm
Is it going to be any one-on-one, or is just the one-on-one on the coaching call?
I like what you do with the onboarding call. You have like an
in
onboarding
brand
session. Yeah. I was thinking of allowing one of those 30 minutes.
Well, here's how I would decide that. I would decide that on the ticket, on the price.
Okay.
So for example, for my elite, right? So my brand low ticket, we'll call it, my mid-tier, is 1.5 a month, right, currently. So it warrants my time. Also, it's multi-purpose, right? And it's added value, because normally if I was going to do a 1 hour call and I was to sell a 1 hour call, right, I would sell that for 1.5K.
Yeah.
So it's just like instantly they've basically got a month of free coaching with a one-on-one consult. So it's like an added value.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, right, is almost like free, because it's like the course is already done, the calls I'm already on. So if someone pays me 1.5K, they're paying me 1.5K for just this time.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just the growth on results, right?
I hear what you're saying. So it depends on the ticket.
If it was like 400 a month, it wouldn't warrant it.
Yeah.
So I would then look at maybe just having some simple do-it-yourself stuff. So like, for example, clients I have in my elite program, there'll be like an app where it's just got the preloaded habit. Let's say on here, you're like, these are the habits everyone should do, like a blueprint.
Yeah.
They can do the habits in there. They can track all their own nutrition in there. There's a preloaded training program in there. There's all the videos on the course inside the app. and there's all the videos on the blood work, then there's a whole list of all the supplements, there's a whole thing on like what to change, and they can just do it themselves in like a functioning app.
So you think an app?
I would run it in something like a fitness style app,
Yeah.
but that's just where they can just log their habits and stuff. It's almost like a habits app.
Yeah.
But that's also a facility for the coaching and the course. And like for me, my guys that are in my app, they can go in there, they can track their habits, track their metrics, they can upload blood work PDFs in there, they can track their food on like an embedded MyFitnessPal, they can follow a preloaded training program, follow a preloaded nutrition program, they can watch all the videos in the course, they can go into the resource files, they can come on the weekly calls. Something like that will probably feel like more added value.
Yeah.
And increase retention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would look at more like that. And then your high tier would be the same, but then is that a weekly call?
That's a weekly call with me.
That's going to be a huge program for you. A lot of people are going to want that, especially with this stuff, because it's going to feel like a lot of people now go for my Elite Black Room over Elite. One, because I market at a higher level individual, but two, it's just people want you. You're the guy with the charisma, right? They want as much as you. So this isn't the same for every single offer, but for you specifically, I would be marketing at the guy who would buy the high tier, the guy who would take the one-on-one calls all the time, right? So if we do the pricing structure for this, and we speak at the guy who would be able to pay for, let's say, the 3 month or the monthly as a minimum on the high tier, well then, the guy who would come here might be the same guy, because some guy just might just be like, I don't need the one-on-one. You know, some guys are quite competent and like, I just like to execute.
Yeah.
Fine. But then this will always be like a 100% close rate. So let's say you have a 50% close rate here. Well, everyone who falls down is going in here.
Yeah.
Plus, when this gets full, you just bump the price, and this just becomes non-negotiable.
What's a max for you in
On-
terms of these one-to-one stuff?
For what you can charge
No, for how many clients you're allowing.
in the high tier.
Yeah.
It's a good question. It depends all on what do you want your reality to be. So whoever I'm working with may be like, you know what, like I just want to do like 2 hours coaching a week and I want to make 100K a month. I'm like, okay, well we've got to push the group model, and we've got to charge a bit more in the group model. And then maybe you just do like an odd private mastermind for 10K. And again, it's high leverage. Whereas some people are like, I don't mind doing 2 days a week pure coaching and 5 days a week or 4 days a week marketing, 1 day a week lifestyle. It all depends on the phase of life you're in.
Yeah. I think right now I'd quite like to do.
I think initially, especially like starting out, or if you're just in a phase where you're just locked in. You see, it's interesting because when you're working with your ICP, you should want to do this.
Yeah.
Right? When I used to run an offer where I got really bored of it, felt really unaligned, I wanted to get out of coaching completely. I actually stopped coaching in my company, and I had coaches doing stuff for me. And I was like, this is just a major sign that I don't even like what I'm doing. I'm just a business guy. And I could feel that on the front end then with the content. Right? Whereas I'm like, no, if I actually just speak to the guys who I'd actually want to be on a call with, and we're sat here right now and this is what I want to do, I want to do the one-on-one. And why is the one-on-one good? One, because I ask myself, what are all the things I can do in my day where I feel my highest frequency? One of them, my best days are when I'm coaching people one-on-one, right? And I value my energy so much. So I'm like, if I want my content to be better, I should spend more time with clients, because I fucking love it when I'm working with clients I want to work with. The second thing is it's amazing for market research. So if you want to grow your brand, the reason I've been able to grow so much over the last 6 months again is because I've increased my one-on-one number deliberately, because I'm like locked in. I'm just saying, right, I'm staying here in this house, this calendar, and I want to do more in fulfillment. I can charge a higher price for it, but now I can learn so much from high-level people, and therefore my marketing has just become so much more potent because I'm speaking with them all the time. Yeah. Therefore, for me to just go and grab this camera right now, it's so easy Because when I go out onto YouTube, I can just speak at you because I spend all day on calls with guys like you. So I know exactly what your tendencies are. I know exactly where you are. I know exactly where the blind spots are.
So it's a smart move.
It's a smart move
to do that.
Not just from a cash flow. People that say like, oh, don't sell your time for money, it's complete bullshit, right? Just charge more money, right? But yes, you should still have a scalable offer.
Yeah.
100%. So let's say you do work on like a 45-minute call a week.
Yeah.
So you've got like an hour buffer for calls. I would say you could run a full day. So that might be like 8 calls. And you could run 15 to 20 clients one-on-one for a good phase of life, minimum. And the thing is, you've got a lot of scope. You can take it technically as high as you could make it 30. You can make it 40. Because what can you do over time? There is scale models. We come to this down here on internal scale, right?
Yeah.
What can you do if you want to have more one-on-one clients? Well, you can, 1, you just double the price on your high tier and you make double the money. 2, if you want more volume of people because you like having more volume of people, right? You just go, okay, well now the calls are going to become 30 minutes, not 60, right? You double that. Or you go, calls are now going to become bi-weekly. And now I can instantly double my people because now the calls every 2 weeks. And you may get to the point where you go, people don't even need a weekly call because we're kind of just chatting about the same shit. They're better off paying me for 2 calls a month one-on-one and jumping on 4 groups.
Do you think that's a smart model to start with?
I think it's a smart model. I would say your first 5 high-ticket clients go weekly.
Yeah.
And just, it's about, then you can, I always say, if you want to get more clients, show your clients, right? Just have people that you can show as much as possible. But once you hit that like 5 to 10 window, I would flip that model bi-weekly.
Because I like the sound of that.
Especially in this offer. Some offers you need more weekly. This offer you don't, in my opinion. Especially when the group calls are going to be so potent and so absorbable for everybody in the program.
And you think high tier get access to group calls as well?
Yeah. The high tier I keep really simple. The high tier is everything my mid-tier gets plus the one-on-one, and they can WhatsApp me. These guys, I don't ignore their stuff, but like it's not front of mind, right? These guys will get 24/7, right? I'll have like a live Telegram chat with them running the whole time, right? I obviously say like, look, if I'm in meetings, if I'm in calls, I'm not going to be replying to you, but they're paying for, they're not just getting coached on the weekly call, they're having 24/7 consultancy.
Are you a voice note guy?
Bits and bats, it depends what's needed. Sometimes I'm like, I say to clients, like sometimes you'll get a really sharp, blunt, to the point message, but it's just because I'm just fast and I've got so many moving parts. If something needs a voice note, they'll get a voice note.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would keep it really simple. You'll find that a lot of these people don't jump on the groups. Yeah. But it's open for them.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually a big fan on the groups because, and I even say to these guys, a lot of them don't, but I'm a big believer that the group calls can sometimes happen, maybe not as like, right now we're going so specific into your stuff, but principles learned in the, like this is more how to because it's for you. So one-on-one is really good for that reason. You're going to get to the definitive, your own path so much faster one-on-one, but you can learn principles at a higher velocity when you go in a group call. Because you're going to have so many questions asked that might not have even been the question you were going to ask, but now you get it answered and you're just getting lots of information to absorb. So I actually would be a big advocate for everybody jumping on group. Do you have prices in mind at the moment on this sort of stuff? Where do you, a frame I like to use with this is, let's say you were the older version of you and you had lower energy, no charisma, and everything you've learned over, let's say, the last 5 years, you could just click your fingers, pay some money, you could jump on a weekly one-on-one call with someone who's already the outcome. How valuable would that be? How much would you pay? Genuinely, not like, don't think about offer, just think about how magical is that outcome. You might go 100K, 500K, like whatever the number is. Do you have a number in mind that you would actually pay? Not for the delivery of but just to snap your fingers and become the outcome.
Oh my God. 25K
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
to get that back. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why your messaging is going to be convictional, and that's why sales should be convictional, because if you're selling something and you're like, this is minimum 25K, and you're selling it for 5, 7, 3, 1, people feel that. So when I speak on my YouTube and people go, you're really convictional, I go, yeah, because everything I'm talking about, I would trade for $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I would teach in my brand, I would, if I had 5 million 5 years ago, I would have paid to just do that and just know what I know today. So if I'm to say, look, it's going to be 4, 8K to come in and do this, it's the cheapest thing in the world. Cheap is nothing to do with price, it's the cost, it's the trade, right?
Yeah.
And your perception on that's going to massively dictate what price we can charge.
Yeah. Because I will say something, because I've not sold to this clientele before. I'm in sales, but I'm selling to a lower tier.
Yeah. What sort of pricing is the offer you're selling at the moment?
5K Aussie.
2.5K approx.
Yeah.
And is that like a 6-month program?
Yeah.
Is that just like a easy coaching program?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
that's no cool. You're with a coach and you're in a group chat. You have access to an app and everything.
So we're going to think about a few things with pricing. What is it? What is it worth? And
I know it's worth loads. And this is where do I structure that though?
There's a few things, right? Like when it comes to sales, these are like things I think about, right? Let me just hit. Don't know where it is. Either way, right?
If you just hold, I think just below
This
that.
one. But mate, when I think about, don't know where it's gone. We had it, didn't we? There we go.
There we go.
When I think about sales, there's a few factors that come in, because like pricing is so like specific to the offer and specific to the ICP. So if you think about this line, right? You have to think about where are they right now as a person, like pain, but then I also think about income. And then this desire, how much is this worth? What's that worth? And you're going to take them from here to here.
It's a big
now,
transformational one.
what I also think about is, let's say they were going to hit desire here, right, in this time frame. How old's your guy? 25.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 50 years to use and compound this as well. He's not just paying for the knowledge, he has 50 years of this now compounded. So if I teach someone something with brand now and they go from 0 to 50K a month in 12 months, right? Well, they're going to keep compounding. So already they're making another 600K a year, but it's going to keep compounding, but they're making 600K every year for another God knows how long, right? Plus all of the things that come from that. That means they're going to have a different way of traveling, a different way of living, different relationships, different network, different like everything. Like they're not just paying for a new life today. It's the rest of their life. That has to come in. The other thing I think with income is, one, position, but also like what creates, I always think about like what creates go. So if you have a program that is £300 a month, for some guy who's 17 in college, that's going to create go. He doesn't have £300 a month. Like, it's going to make him go. And positioning wise, he's like, fuck, that's expensive. So he thinks it's really good. Now, if your ICP is making approx on average 10 to 30K a month, right? He's probably always going to have a couple of K hanging around a month, right? If not, some cash stacked. It depends what he does with his lifestyle, right? So if you have something for 1.5K, he's probably just going to go like 1.5K, like 6 months or 3 months. He's probably going to go, that's probably shit. There's a book called Influence, and it basically says there was the jewelry and it was like, let's say 200, and people, it just wouldn't sell. And they made it 2,000 and all of a sudden it sells. Because guys were buying Valentine's gifts and they're like, I'm not buying my chick a £200 necklace, I want to get her the 2K one. And also what you're selling to here is you've got people with what I call a VIP trigger, right? Like some people just have a personality where they just go straight to the best. I don't buy anything which isn't the best. If I want to get a new MacBook Pro, I'll be like, which is the highest spec one? Now, sometimes when you're in Bali, it's tough to get the best spec stuff, but on the whole, like if you go into, you're at Omni. Why did you go to Omni? It's the best gym, right? You go into the supermarket and you'll go into somewhere like Alive and you'll be like, okay, there's 4 ketchups. If you wanted a ketchup, you go, where's the best one? Price. You need to position price that speaks to your ICP, because you can have the perfect offer, but it deters by it being too cheap.
Yeah.
And it needs to create go. Because if you sell I talked about this, I think. I sold an offer for 7.5K, but for some of my ICP, which are high level guys, millions a month, that 7.5K 3-month fitness program did not create enough go for them to, it made them, they paid, but like it was just like, yeah, there you go. They didn't even execute. For them, I'd have to charge them 50K to give them a bit of pain to be like, I should execute with what I've just done. You know, it would be like just chucking 50p out there. Like I can't, it's not worth me getting off this chair to go and grab 50p. So you've got to, I always think if you care about what's gonna get them the most action to get the best result, that mind frame will help them pay you as well. So right now, your high tier program, if we're looking at this, bro, I would be thinking, no question, it has to be, I would go through phases is one thing I would do.
Yeah.
This is dollars just because it's the keyboard, but call it pounds. For me, I would have a monthly. Over time, you'll see on my offer, right? The investment is just 5K for 3 months or 8K for 6 months. I took away the monthly, right? Because I found for my ICP in this offer, you see brand, I have monthly. So I'm like, if someone's just starting a brand, my black room, I don't have monthly, but my mid-tier, I do. And the reason being is, like, I want to make it accessible. Whereas this, I'm only trying to work with a highly committed person. But on the whole, starting out, I would have monthly, 3 month, 6 month, and 12 month. Now here's where I come in with pricing. So on the monthly, how do we calculate that? Like, where do we start on here? Most people start with, what do I want to earn monthly on a program? And then they subtract discount on the 3, 6, and 12. There's a wrong way of doing it. What you want to do is I would go, what's a great lifetime value for a client in this style of program? And I would go, okay, it's a 6-month program. So I set, if I wanted to make £500 a month from a program, that offer there becomes 3K, because now I'm getting my 500 for the 6 months. They are now going to pay a premium this way. So my monthly, instead of 500, now may be 700. And therefore, if they only do 4 months, I still get my worth. Okay? So for you with your high tier, I would be looking at a minimum of 1K a month for phase 1 pricing. I would ideally charge 1,500 a month, right? In phase 1. Now this has potential to go up, 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 up. I always ask myself the question, what would need to be true to make my program 250K for the year? 1, who you become. 2, who the ICP is. 3, the transformation and competence of your program and predictability. But at the start, you can pull away 1,500 times 6. Genuinely. And I would position it that way. And the reason why is because anyone who's scared by that just sends in here. And here, right, you're getting paid, but you've got to give time. Here, no.
That's what I had my 6 in my mind. 9.
I like it. It's where I would be. When you start, because look, you're not just talking fitness. You're talking optimization. You're talking specialist knowledge.
Yeah.
You're talking optimization. You're talking peptides. You're talking things that are going to create real mental transformation.
Yeah.
Which is going to have a bigger impact. Okay. So I would probably look at, let's say, 1650 times 3 there.
Is this how you do it? Yeah.
I would approximately, yeah, and then I would probably go for more like 1950 a month. And then here I'd probably be like, right, they can have 1250, and I would take my hit on the 12 months for sure. You could even go bigger on that if you wanted to start selling the big packages up front. How I then would go, like that would be an average of how I'd set up pricing. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, what's my figure? What do I want? Mm-hmm. That's my money program. So I want that. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm $1,500 a month. Yeah. Anything less than that in commitment, they're going to pay for it. Anything beyond that, I'll take the hit, but I reward commitment.
Yeah.
The only other thing then I would do is like at specific times in my calendar year, like let's say you're like, right, I want to hit a record month this month. And you know that most people go for monthly, right? Let's say.
Yeah.
Because it's just where they are financially. Also, we're going to come to this in the ascension part, but like we can upsell, but you know most people initially start with the monthly because maybe they don't have enough trust to put in the 6 months, even if they know they want to be there 6 months, they want to figure it out first and such and such, right? I would then bring this right down. So like the 3 month just looks like the standard offer. Have you ever been on a website, like on a Spotify subscription, and it might be like, or a gym membership, and it might be like 1 month is 100, 2 months is 200, and 3 months is 205. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna take that one. That's just psychological on, it's basically letting you choose which you want, but I chose it for you psychologically. Mm-hmm. So if you want to do random manipulations in the calendar year, I would, but I would work it on that. And then I would initially start with, I'm a believer in depends on the offer and how expensive you go, a 3 to 5 multiplier. In difference. There has to be a distinguished difference, like, because then it positions your time as really valuable as well.
Yeah.
So if you've got that there, I would probably say this one would become, I would go more around the 400 for the group, times 6. I would look at more like a 450, and then I might look at 550 a month, something like that. And then I might take the 333 or something on the 12. And I would be running that approximately. Pricing, mate, you can play with it every other day. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things. I don't set prices, me personally, and say that's my prices for a year because the maths is just perfect. The only maths you need to have is there needs to be at least a 3 times gap between the mid and the high tier for the business model to actually work and for the downsell to be logical and to position the high tier as good enough.
Yeah.
That's kind of the maths I've found on the mid to high tier. Anything between that is it's not really necessary. If you decide you want to manipulate the 6 month one day because you want to make that look crazy attractive, because you want to take up fronts, if you want to optimize for upfronts. So like what's interesting is I had months when I hit like my biggest months, I would just optimize for upfronts and I'd make the 6 month like fucking sexy. But then now I'm like, I get upfronts, but I actually want to make the monthly model grow. And I'm not as interested, like I don't get wowed by having a 10K upfront today. I would rather just put like a 1K or 2K a month in that's going to be there monthly. And then every month that's just paying for my team, or do you know what I'm saying? And it's consistent because it's scalable. But the only thing with monthly is you have to make sure your product's fucking good and the delivery's good, because you got to hold the retention.
Yeah.
And that's going to come over time.
Yeah.
And just mastering it. Like, I've changed a lot of things with how I do everything. What I would say, we can kind of jump to it now, is with this, most people are going to opt there and they're going to opt here at the beginning. Why? Because you're a new face, they probably don't know you that well, and they may know from your content you're really convictional, but they don't want to invest that much capital up front because they just want to be smart and they want to see what they can get for the minimum dose of money. But then what you can do is, after the 30 days or 15 days or 45 days, you can do what I call internal scale. You can do a time commitment upsell. So you can message them on an email sequence or a WhatsApp after 15 days inside the program. You've already helped them so much so far. They're starting stacking wins. And you could do a one-time, one-day offer. Hey, I know you're paying $2K a month, right? Which would effectively be $24K for the year. Today only, I'm doing a $12K for the year offer. But now they already know it's good. They've already decided they want to be here for the year, and I'll collect my $12K cash today. So I do that around the 1 month window, and it's what I call internal scale. It's an internal upsell. So even if I bring people in monthly, if I want to collect cash, I don't look outside to social media. I look inside the business to scale. So that's a really smart thing you can do. And that's why just having these nice and friendly.
And you don't mind taking the hit on that, no?
No. You don't have to make it as aggressive as I just said, but if you know someone's going to be there for the long term, like I did an offer, an internal offer last year towards the back end. I think it was maybe November, October, and I basically said to a certain few number of clients who had, let's say, even already been in, let's say, 6 months, and these had already, some of them paid up front, some of them were paying monthly, and I was like, right, I'm going to make them an offer now where I say, if you pay me 6 months, I'll double your months. Because they may have stayed another 3 to continue to the result or whatever. They may have stayed forever, but I was going to reward commitment. So that's what I do for one of the processes with internal scale. Another one is like secondary offers, like you could sell them up to the high ticket, mate, you're doing really well in here. And if you've helped them go from 10K a month to 20K a month because they're so optimized and they're so sharp and they're loving it and they love you, well, you could just position a pathway into your high ticket, mate. Well, we could do so much more, right? Like if I have someone in my brand and they're crushing it and they've gone from 0 to 10K to 15K to 20K, and now I'm like, okay, that's really good, but I would be doing them an injustice to not have them in my black room, because now I could get them to 50, 75 and beyond so much faster, and it would be cheaper for them to be in black room for a little bit more cost, because we can accelerate things and go more specific. And that's where we may start scripting VSLs out. We may start building landing pages, going a lot deeper on funnels. And at this point, you're doing them a favor. So when I do an upsell sale, I never think about what's in it for me. I would only do an upsell sale to someone where they're gonna take the reward. And if you have a client in your mid-tier and you're like, I know they would benefit, you have to at least offer them. So sometimes I might be like, let's say I open up 2 more black room spaces. One thing I always do is, if I open up 2 more spots in my calendar, instead of marketing it out to social media or my one-on-one, because it's always like full, I'll go 2 clients, and I won't go to all of them. I'll just literally WhatsApp 2 or 3 who I know are making immense growth, value the program, value me, have already made their money back times a billion. And then I'll go, bro, I'm actually about to open up 2 spaces. I'll put it on my email list or I'll put it on socials. But I really like working with you. I'd always rather prioritize clients. Let me know if this would be something that would be valuable to you. If it is, I can send you more details, but the price is going to be $6K for 3 months. And they'll just be like, they'll just snatch it. And then I've done them a favor, and they always come back to me 15 days after and go, thanks so fucking much for doing that. And
because I've made X amount.
Because they can just get way more from it. Yeah, like when you sell, you're selling to help, not selling for you. And when you genuinely sell to help, you're going to make so much more money and you're going to have a much better relationship with clients.
Do you see a big jump when they jump from brand to Blackroom?
If it's from the very beginning, if they have if someone has an established coaching business already, going straight into Blackroom is great, right? Or especially from month 2. Like month 1 is kind of like get familiar with like a completely new way of doing things. It's going to completely reprogram your mind on how we run a business.
Yeah.
From month 2, if you've already got a business, being in Blackroom is game changer.
Yeah.
If someone's still in early months of like brand new business, brand new offer, I've tried to build brand in a way where it's, if not more valuable. I always think if you have a scalable by volume program, how can it be more valuable than everyone else's one-on-one in the market? That's my thought process. And that's how you saw like Matt. He's been in like, he's at 20K cash more now, but like 20K cash collected in less than 2 months. Why? Because I made a scale, like that was without one-on-one. We'd not done a one-on-one. And for him moving forward, he would take a massive benefit. But before, I would almost be doing the one-on-one call, saying stuff that he could have already had inside brand. So I would be doing him an injustice and I wouldn't genuinely sell him it. It could look better for me, but then I could think on, well, his lifetime value in Blackroom might not be as high because he might not be, like his growth return isn't as big. I want to make my client's return as high as possible because then the cost is cheapest for them. And then they can transcend up. So I always do think about their position over mine because that in the long run will pay me the most and get me the best result.
Yeah.
So I would run these for now. In terms of offer structure, how I do that, this is like an example of mine. You could have like a monthly option in there if it was like a mid-tier. Yeah. You could have a monthly option in there. Like I actually took it out for this specific offer that we were running, but you could have monthly, 3 month, 6 month, 12. Sometimes I found with like a higher ticket person, at the time I was just taking up fronts. Sometimes the less options you give them, the easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you want to go this way or this way?
Yeah.
So I actually position my price at the front. You know, like most people, if you send, especially when you do sell by chat, right? If you take this down here to the bottom and you send it over on WhatsApp or you send it over on Instagram, all someone does is they go scroll, 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 scroll. What's the price? Whereas that's convictional. The investment is just 5K for 3 months or 8K for 6 months. I don't give a fuck whether you join or not. I'm already the outcome, but I can help you.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's almost gonna make them want to read that. So what is actually in?
Yeah, I flip it psychologically. Yeah.
I like it.
This is the emotional sell. Like basically, this is all the outcomes of the offer and the derivative desires. This you can tweak it and refine it. Let's say you were speaking to someone. Have you ever heard of like sales hot buns?
Yeah.
More like Brian Tracy style, right? And he'd be like, oh, if all they're talking about is he needs to get lean because his girlfriend keeps calling him fat. Don't talk about the mindset part of your offer. Don't talk about this. Just talk about, I might even refine the copy before I send it. I might be like, we're gonna get you lean and respected by your chick. And now he's like, this is the fucking offer for me. I'm gonna master the emotional sell in the front.
Nice, so that's tailorable.
That's tailorable, 100%. It still has to be true. You can't manipulate it like fuck, but I will tweak words and copy. So I remember when I was creating content and I was talking a lot about like alignment and just harmonizing your body, your business, all of this stuff, body, business, and mindset. And it was a big angle in my content, but I hadn't written it verbally in my offer. And guys would say that, and I was like, oh, I need to just basically what they just said to me in the qualifying section of Sell by Chat. I now need to put that in, and then they go, this is match. This guy's just, I just said I want this. This guy has this.
Problem solution.
And then your offer over so many conversations becomes perfect, and you just know what they're going to come and say, and then you can just deliver it. This part is where I talk about my unique mechanism. For you, this would just be break, build, become.
Yeah.
And then I would have like a quick little sentence. It doesn't need to explain everything, but it's more talking on the outcome of each one. We're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And they're like, cool, that's exactly what he said in the content. This, the key to your offer is when you talk on the logical section in the middle, it has to be entirely congruent with everything in your content. Because if
Because
you
all these
have
titles are what you say.
exactly. So when you have like a YouTube video, which is like a silent VSL, and then you have a landing page for your application, and then you have an offer, everything can be perfect, but if the copy has a lack of congruency between the mechanism name you're talking about in here to then the landing page, it's now, instead of rewire your mind through consciousness calibration, it's build confidence. Now I'm a bit like, is this the thing I don't know if this is actually what I need. It has to be perfectly congruent. And that's why it needs to be intentional. We start with the offer, and then the offer gets embedded into the buyer traffic. Most people start with content and then they flip back to an offer. I start with the ICP and the offer and the exact copy and the mechanism, and then we bed those beliefs and system into the content.
Nice.
So that then comes down into buyer traffic. Everything we've done up here, that's why it's the order it is. We go identity transformation, struggle, story, solution, all the key beliefs for your specific offer. We've got your mechanism, right? We've built the offers out. Okay, we would refine this copy style and style for you.
Yeah.
And then now we bed all of that into what needs to be true in the content for one, people to install the belief that they need to follow you, and two, that they want to buy from you and a specific ticket and pay a specific price, and that they need it now. Everything in order. Yeah, so second half, what we're going to do, bro. Now, how are we going to pull these offers down into buyer traffic? One thing we will run through quickly, do you feel like you want a hand with this today on this element, or do you feel pretty comfortable with that?
I can flesh that out myself.
I think it's pretty straightforward for you, and there's a video on that.
Yeah.
Cool. So buyer traffic now. What are your thoughts on creating content at this moment in time? I know you said yesterday was like your first post on Framework. Was that yesterday? Yeah. So these are the pillars that we'll kind of walk through and discuss, but you kind of just run me through your way so far from what you've been looking at and what you're doing.
So with the Instagram, I want to be able to do a daily talking head where I'm talking to the camera daily as a reel.
Education style.
Education style, yes. And I want to rotate through the different mechanisms that I have. So peptides, different things like
Cool.
this.
Let's come down then to education pillars.
Yeah.
Split them up, all right? Because how we build the authentic brand, especially on Instagram, is it's easy to think of education pillars, but we're actually going to come back to like inspiration pillars. What's specific for you and your ICP that you would find inspiring and angles you like to lean into? So you'll see certain people, right? I can't think of the guy now who's in like the fitness space, and like one of his pillars on the inspiration, it's not just like Lamborghinis and shredded, but it's more like that like 1 a.m. late night workout. Like that's his motivation trigger. And you got to find like what are your little elements of authenticity in all the areas. When it comes to education, this is going to obviously tie back to unique mechanism and this stuff. Yeah. But if you were going to educate me, if we were going to summarize it down into maybe 2, 3, 4 pillars, what would they be inside of education?
Peptides.
Yeah, 100% has to be a pillar.
Peptides. Habits. Like process almost.
Got to be a mindset one.
Yeah, mindset, and then it's like, but I almost want to lean into like charisma, and this is going to come into the entertainment pillar. Is showcasing that.
How you can deliver you can come 100% through the entertainment. Yeah. I've got some cool ideas for you on that.
Yeah.
Habits and process, charisma and confidence.
Yeah. There's something else in there.
What have we got up here? So, blood work.
It's going to come under the peptide, I guess.
Yeah.
Supplementation.
So maybe like deep physiology and peptides.
Yeah. I don't want to go too big on training. I'll showcase that.
Just showcase it as a habit.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't want to talk on it.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It's like me, bro. I have a training and nutrition program, but nowhere can you see education on how I train.
No, you don't.
People find it crazy. They're like, Tom, you haven't posted one nutrition or training education. No, just show me doing it and show the outcome. Yeah, outcome and desire on that offer. Business offer is slightly different ICP.
Needs it, right?
Yeah. Well, especially like what we're talking about in the gym, you know, with like the lifestyle marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you don't know me and you've seen a guy online again with a Lamborghini, just like a billion other people, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing against Lamborghinis, but it's not that cool anymore from like creating admiration, right? Mm-hmm. You'd rather be like, does this guy really understand the type of thing I want to build? And if you weren't in this program and you were watching this, you'd be probably like, this guy's doing the type of thing I want to do. And it would actually show more. You've got to lean more into like a mastery trigger, an expert trigger, an authority trigger, and a trust trigger. Mm-hmm. So charisma and confidence, what you could even then just put here, bro, is like just some installing belief for your mechanism.
Yeah.
And as another subcategory, handling objections.
Yeah.
So really you've got three main pillars. And you've got one, which is moving people closer to a sale. Mm-hmm. And I would summarize that still under education, right? This is like the mindset bucket I was talking about, like layering people up.
Yeah.
And this is basically, so this is like fill the buyer mindset bucket, we're going to call it. Mm-hmm. And this one is going to be authority and expert. That's it. That's all it really needs to state to someone, and maybe help them with like a quick small win. Like you've just given them a little nugget. Like one thing I like to focus on with my education content is, can they get wins in advance? So this is why posting your habits and coaching habits is a really good thing. So like if you've got a bit of a blueprint, right, and you coach education content, but more like principle and habit based. Let's say you just say, look, inside my program, we're going to do blood work, we're going to do peptides, we're going to have habits, we're going to work deep on mindset. But guys, even if you're not in my program, I want you to be doing well. Like I need you to be growing, right? Here's what I would do. I would be like, right, these are my habits. I wake up, like I used to do this on my old elite program back in the day. 4 a.m. wake up, and then it would be 15 minutes mindset book. Then it would be gym session. Then it would be movement. Then it would be hydration. Then it would be macros. Then it would be 100 press-ups, right? Then it would be no vices. Then it would be no fucking hanging around losers. Mm-hmm. People start doing that, right? It's valuable. Is it the full answer? No, because one, it's selling the need. They didn't have the macros. I coach them. I'm telling them to do the macros as a habit. They didn't have it. But the other stuff, like 5 a.m. wake up, this, they can start doing it. And after a week of doing it, they're like, I feel way better. Now they associate a win with me. And then they want to come to me. So if you can help people through your education content build small wins and get wins in advance, they will associate that with you, and then through law of reciprocity, they're going to come back to you.
Yeah.
And that's really how I see it. It's authority and expert and wins in advance. Mm. And then here, what I would do is like when we come to the point where we build out your blueprint, it would be like, well, this week I'm going to do 2 on this, 2 on this, 2 on this, let's say, right? And then I just go, what's a topic for, I need 2 topics for charisma and confidence this week. Well, 2 stories, 2 random things, 2.
That's easy.
And that's planning, and it's easy, you've got it. And that's like your structure, that's almost like a blueprint in itself.
And that's, do you feel that that's Instagram? If we're talking Instagram there.
Yeah, but you can pull all of this stuff in the group, all of this actually, because what's interesting is these 3 are Instagram. This one is typically YouTube.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about this is Instagram and YouTube, whereas these two are typically more Instagram.
Yeah, I will say I feel the entertainment pillar will come into Instagram, YouTube.
Into YouTube.
YouTube for me.
Yeah, it will. It'll come in as like a secondary, but like the first thing is beliefs.
Yes.
For sales. Mm-hmm. But we can still get eyeballs. It's like the wider videos.
It's like building out more of a mainstream personal brand.
You can do all of them, but the title would still be education driven.
Okay.
So what would let's say if I made a video, what I eat in the day as an entrepreneur in Bali, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a vlog, let's say, which is inspiration because they might show me training, they might see physique, they might see who I'm with, they might see my business, they may see me chatting with you and they're like, okay, that's entertainment, da da da. But then there's they're coming, I still need to make sure the title is attracting buyer traffic for the offer.
Completely.
So yes, if you go YouTube inspiration entertainment, amazing, but keep it on a topic of education pillars.
That's the consciousness.
That's the consciousness. So we have to pick a vlog around one of these things.
Nice.
And it's going to make things a whole lot easier. So if you were going to do that, I don't believe in vlogs for most people. For someone like yourself, you should be 100% doing it because especially with you, your offer and just who you are, like it's on brand. Like you've got to show it.
Yeah. You've got to be able to show the charisma.
Like my Elite Black Room is like a standards offer, right? So you just need to be like just there, you know? But like what we filmed this morning in the gym that's going on the main channel. That'll be classed as entertainment. Okay. But I'll title aligned with something educational.
Yeah. And we were talking education.
It could just be like, I could even label that like the 5 character traits of the most successful people. Because
I hear that.
Because I will basically like analyze the video and be like, what value was in the video somewhere, and alongside that, they're going to get all the inspiration, entertainment. So that would be a thing I would tap into with that, and then I would do those like pretty much as a daily blueprint.
Yeah.
Daily on IG.
Because I want to start with 1 a day.
Yeah.
And then build. Because I'm going to try and do trends to an extent as well.
Yeah, it's important. It is if you want to get more views. Then, with inspiration pillars, I think let's start with, for you, I think what's going to be the most important actually is entertainment pillars.
Yeah.
For you, what are topics that like 100% for you, like you're going to want to talk on women?
Yep.
Like, for example, if I'm giving context and you see some people like a Tony Robbins, his may be like family, it may be lead, like these are still entertainment, they're connection topics. What other topics would it be? Would it maybe just be like, could be networking with guys?
Yeah, I think networking.
Could be travel. Could be lifestyle, like talking on like what's environment optimization.
Yes. All of those. I'm really into the term looks maxing as well. It's something I'm passionate about, like character development. Do you know what?
Just looking at every single area and going, how far can I take all areas? I think
how can I look like a fucking movie star?
Yeah, you got to do that. Would that come in? I would probably drive that into it. All kind of ties that.
Because I like the idea of the Renaissance man and that's the outcome, but I also look at the angle of like, how do you become a movie star?
Do you know what would be kind of cool?
Because I see that for myself, by the way. Down the line.
What would be kind of cool is podcasts. Don't do really cheesy ones. They need to be like high authority.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do too much of the whole like mini mic on the beach, just a random chick. It's been overdone now.
Gay now.
Yeah, it's just been overdone. For you, I would be much more of a serious environment, and you just sat back and you got a chick on the podcast thing over there, and you're like, right, let's talk about men. What do you want from a guy? And you just go in, and you're just a confident guy leading it, and she's not much trying to impress you. I would run that sort of stuff. Then when you're doing like your lifestyle inspiration marketing, if you're traveling and there's some girls in the background, whatever, you know, here, I would call that podcast, not interviews. Here, but by podcasts, let's say you're going to Cape Town and you get like a villa and you're there with a few guys and then there's 5 girls there. What's stopping you from doing a podcast? It's you and 4 girls. and you give them all a mic, and you just go almost like what's the
I know, Fresh and Fit.
Yeah, you could do that, but like imagine that like outside of Villa in Cape Town. Like that would be very on brand for you.
Yeah.
Very clickable. It depends where you are in the world, but you want to speak with these people, ask them.
Yeah.
Like that would be more interview style.
But talking about things that link to my unique mechanism as well.
100%. Because they're selling the need for your thing. So like, it's propaganda is what all it is, right? It's like, how do you sell cigarettes to women? You get the hottest chicks in the world to sit on a Bugatti with some cigarettes and just look unreal with some cigarettes. And now all women want to do it, right? Now, if this guy's idol is like the movie star, right? It's the Brad Pitts, it's all these people. Well, if Brad Pitt does it, if XYZ does it, they're going to want to do it. So one of the things you can talk about, especially on peptides, is you need your audience to believe that everyone they want to become takes peptides. Don't lie if they don't. But find as much fucking proof as possible that every guy... So like a common... I found this just from so many application forms. If you ask everyone, like, who do you want to become? A common one is, I want to be James Bond. Right? It's just such a common one for guys. I want to be James Bond. So if I could be like, yeah, like, that's great. These people are going to want to buy an Aston Martin. But then if I'm like, well, James Bond eats this. James Bond smokes this. James Bond does peptides. If you want to be James Bond, you can't be James Bond without this. Mm-hmm. So do you want to be James Bond or not? Yes. Okay, we'll do this. Basically, it's that line of this. You can't get derivative desires. You can't get desired outcome and derivative desires unless you have these mechanisms. So if you go, James Bond has all of these chicks, you can go, yeah, he's in great shape. You can't do that if you're not in great shape. Get in great shape.
Yeah.
Eat like this. And you need to show that. So that could even be like it could just be a style of content where it's like head over, like the screen record ones, you know, where like someone pops the head up. Like let's say if you could find like a Brad Pitt interview, I'm just firing random names.
Yeah.
And or you find a podcast and he's on Joe Rogan and he mentioned he was taking this.
Yeah.
If you could clip that and you come over or you let the clip play and then jump in at the end, that would be really valuable.
I like that a lot. So I really need to research that industry as well and who's on what.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because then they become really engaging.
Yeah.
That becomes engaging. And these can just be raw talk. They can just be podcast again. Everything, like all styles. Inspiration pillars is just like what sort of visual stuff would you want to show? So for me, it's got to be like, it's got to be one, looks, right?
Yeah.
You've got to show looks. 2, you've got to show travel to an extent, travel/lifestyle.
Yeah.
Women to an extent.
Women, network.
Yeah, I'd keep that simple. I think that part for you is going to be so fucking easy. Cool. YouTube, I would just run 2x a week.
Yeah.
I would try and run one more visual, one more simple. Talking head.
Explain that to me a little bit.
So, you want to do like by visual, more vlog style, more dynamic.
Cool.
And then you could still just do one talking head.
Yeah.
Where you break something down. If you want to, what you can do is, let's say me and you right now are looking at this camera and we're going to film a YouTube video. And we're going to do a talking head. But if we want to give authority in the video, we could be sat here right now filming. There's a white wall behind us. No one technically knows any of our accolades. It doesn't flex anything. Our energy might, but nothing else.
Yeah.
We could do two things. We could make talking head videos and use B-roll, which intrinsically installs the belief of this guy is the outcome. This guy has authority. This guy is an expert.
Yep.
And this guy knows how to do it. Or instead of B-roll through the video, you could just make an intro of like a 15, 30-second vlog compilation, and then like a Take Confidential intro.
Yeah.
And then it goes in. And therefore now there's a reason to watch. Because the whole thing with YouTube, especially when you're a new channel, like I have this with my business channel, it's a brand new channel. Why should I watch you? Like, what have you done? There needs to be some form of authority line or visual authority. A vlog's an easy way to do it.
In a hook.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. So like if you go on my business channel, we trial some with B-rolls and some of that. Sometimes my ICP just like really simple, but the background and the energy speaks. But you'll see me, if I'm doing a fitness video, I'll sit more like that, vest on after I've trained and I'm looking big, right? But then business, I deliberately relax.
Wear a different shirt.
Wear a different shirt. I've got to be calmer, I've got to be more approachable, right? You don't want to be unapproachable. If you're a fitness standards, high performance guy, you need to be an authority to men. Here, I need to be someone you can connect, you can collaborate with,
Yeah.
and can understand. So it's not that you fake it for your offer, it's just I have different parts of my personalities and I have to pick my part of my personality and put them where it needs to be. So when I used to run my offer, which was like to like 18, 20-year-olds and just mindset and habits and waking up at 4 a.m., 2 a.m. and just fucking stop being a bitch.
Yep.
One part of my personality was just this psycho, just hustle, just do the fucking work, stop being a bitch. But I also had all of this calm, me, intelligent, quiet, like deep thinking side. But social media never saw any of it because I just had to be the one part of me that got me that outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just be that and people would meet me in person. Oh, Tom, you're way more calm in person. And I would be like, yeah, it's me. But like that would be like a 30-second rant every day I would have in my house. But that's the only thing that's applicable for you being a fucking bitch. So that's all I could do. So what I loved as like my ICP advanced and as I could deliver more stuff, the versions of myself that were more aligned with what I do, I could just be that. Mm-hmm. And I could just be authentic. Like right now I'm just sat here being authentic.
Yeah.
And I'm authentic in all of them, but it's just different parts of my personality.
Yeah. Yeah. Tuning it up.
You have to pick the persona. So like how I explain this to people really is, if you speak to Lauro, the little puppy out there,
mm-hmm.
it's still Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
If you speak to a grandparent, it's still Tommy. If you speak to a niece who's 2 years old, it's still Tommy. If you speak to me, it's still Tommy, but it's a different persona. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pick your persona which serves your audience.
Yeah.
None of them are inauthentic, but there is a decisive move you have to make on what version of your persona is gonna serve your audience.
And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what side of me needs to come into these
like
buckets?
there may be 1% of you that has to just become a polarization and you are that all the time on socials.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. Content styles, this kind of comes into delivery, like talking head, vlog style, etc., interview style, podcast style. I think we pretty much covered that. It's pretty simple. And I would test it.
Yeah.
Another one would be just like you bring the front of an interview and then you deliver some value or entertainment on the back of it, like we said with the movie star stuff. I would just trial a lot and see what gets the best response. I would track which one gets you the most followers and eyeballs and which one makes people buy.
Cool.
Followers is easy to track because you've just got metadata on insights.
Yeah.
Buyers, don't ask them before they buy. Don't get in the way of the sale. As soon as someone sent you the money, just out of curiosity, where did you come from? Was it YouTube? Was it Instagram? Was there a specific video? And let me know if there's anything.
Tally.
Yeah, mate, I know where everyone's come from. You can actually do like links on YouTube where you can just make like new links so you can track where every single person's come from. But the only issue for that for me is the fact that they may click on like the 7th video and I want to know the first one they came to. The question I usually want to know is what got them to my channel? What was the video that got the first click-through rate? So when you found my main channel, let's say 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
or whenever it were, the first video you pressed, you didn't know me. Why did you press that first video? What was the thumbnail? What was the title? They're going to speak, not to necessarily virality, but it's going to find my ICP because you're my ICP. So I need to just obsess more on that Airbnb model style, like obsess over just the ICP. Let's keep doing that. And then all my titles and thumbs become the same. And that's what I'm asking for, really.
The mad thing is that I don't even think it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was less, maybe like 10 days ago.
But this is the thing. This is how fast things can move, right?
Yeah.
Because I have people work with me and they're like, oh yeah, YouTube, they have this belief, like whatever your beliefs are, your reality follows. So people's beliefs will be, oh, YouTube's a long game. Okay, it's gonna be a long game for you then, right?
Yeah.
My belief is I can make a brand new channel, a brand new video today, and it has cash in my bank and value to someone else tomorrow, right? So that's what follows because of my inputs towards it. So everyone really, especially in my high ticket, I was talking about on the brand call, everyone who comes into my high ticket, when I ask those market research questions, everyone says, I've been watching your videos for like a couple of days or this morning, and I just knew straight away I wanted to be in. So now I can just keep going so deep on that specific type of content, and I don't give a fuck about anything else, anyone else in the market. I've found my ICP.
It's a little bit of a side point, but it comes off of what you just said there. If you were in my position, what beliefs would you have about the content that I'm posting in terms of, you know how you said, I can post on a brand new channel today, money in my bank tomorrow. If you're me and you're looking at what we're about to go and launch in terms of content, what should I be thinking?
If I take your business now and I can jump into your body, everything we've just discussed is my vision for the brand and everything I would do. What would I do first? I'd go and make a talking head video with a specifically perfect title, perfect topic around how outcome of my offer equals derivative desire. Why outcome of offer equals derivative desire. Then I've just found my ICP, and all I would do is take them back through this process here on how need exposure to a new way, need to be curious, need to be extremely suggestive, how you had this mentor who changed your life, constant mission with definitive purpose, and how like their current situation doesn't fulfill what they want, and how the only way to doing that is going to be doing this constant pursuit of higher self, and they need energy. The only way to do energy is we got to break this down, we got to build it, we got to become it, and this would be like 3 minutes. Guys, if you want help raising your energy, I'm the fucking man. Click the link below and we can have a chat about it. No obligation, but we can really just understand where you are. I know you've already mastered the money game, but this is the conversation that's going to master the you game, and that will, one, get you more money, but two, it's actually going to allow you to feel the way you want to feel, and you're going to benefit in every area of life. It would be that frame, and that's the money video.
I'd love a to-do list from you.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So that would be what I'd be running on there. Lead flow, not too important right now here. So inbound applications would be one, pitch on IG stories.
Yeah, I know what to do with that.
One would be pitch in YouTube. Okay, how do we pitch on YouTube? How do we pitch in YouTube? You can do like a unaware pitch. You can do a soft pitch. You can do a hard pitch. Unaware pitch is just product awareness. One of the beliefs people need to know is that the outcome of your offer will help them fulfill derivative desires. They need to know that they can fulfill the outcome of your offer.
And you flash that in a little
But
moment.
before they can even think that, they need to understand that you have an offer that can even help. So they need to know there's an offer. So before I even call to action someone on, you want help doing this, I'll have already product awareness the program 5 times in the fucking video.
Yeah.
You'll hear me say elite and black room and brand a lot of times.
Yep.
Right? And one, sometimes it's just required in the conversation I'm having, but there's a lot of times where I'll be running down a line in a video and I do like a bit of a Donald Trump. I like weave and I go like this.
Yeah.
And I come back in. I know the line I'm going on,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll do a weave. Go watch the Joe Rogan Donald Trump interview,
Seen
right? And he'll get a question and he'll just take it sideways for his own incentive. You've got to be that guy.
Yeah.
Right. I love studying these high-level people
high-level
who are
communication.
amazing at communicating, and they go off on a story, they open a loop, and they bring you back in, and they've just sent you into like a theater of just their world, right? I would be doing that. So you've got a product awareness, and then you can do a direct pitch to help. Don't pitch to sell, pitch to help.
Yeah. Yes.
Always.
100%.
Which will be easy with you being in the sales space. Hand raisers. Put meta hand raisers. By meta, all I mean is you can send them to WhatsApp or send them to Instagram. I did a really cool one probably 7 or 8 months ago, and I basically just did a video which was like, I gave no value away, but I basically said, here's the mechanism to freedom. First steps are, let's say, body, mindset, and the second ones are the steps of my brand. So it was like, for me, I've got become the man, build the brand, live the life. That's like my brand motto. And I basically, between both of them, there was 10 steps at the time. So I basically said, guys, there's 10 steps. Now, if you don't have freedom, it's because you're not doing these 10 steps.
Okay.
If you just, like, I can just categorically tell you. So if you don't have it, the only thing you need is for your current time and energy that you're already investing, it just has to be in these 10 things. And when it's in these 10 things, you're going to have freedom. If you want my full video on the 10 steps to freedom explained, webinar effectively, message me on the short link below, 10 steps. So I had a WhatsApp business short link, which basically just said 10 steps already written in it. And they would press send, and I received, bro, the video after like 8 hours had like 400 views, not loads. And I had 128 messages, right? And we did 18K in the first 2 hours of opening it up. So that was pretty good. And that's like a hand raiser. Or you could move them to Instagram. Guys, if you want, like, I'm not gonna waste your time right now. I know you're already pretty good with the training, but if you wanna dial in the training style a little bit more, just message me the word training, YT, on Instagram, and I'll know you came from this YouTube video, and I'm just gonna send you that over for free, right? And then what you can do is you can pull an extracted part of your program, like one tiny piece, and when you send it over, let's say you had it on a Word doc, when you send it them, the link, you could just put at the top, extracted from XYZ program, if you want, and then you could have a call to action in the lead magnet. Plus, then when you've got them on WhatsApp or Instagram, sell by chat process, you then take them through this whole, where's the flow? Take them through, I don't know which one, I think it's in
I think
this
it
one.
is on that.
You take them through here,
Oh, okay.
and you take them through.
What is that one?
This is
that's
sell
the
by
sell
chat.
Okay.
Yeah, and take them through that whole process. And that'll just be in the sell by chat video.
I see.
So that's from hand raisers, or you can just message followers. Hey, appreciate you following. Are you here for the content, or are you here to boom? Or appreciate the follow, bro. Are you here to dial, like if you've got your bio framed and your page is so framed, are you here to dial in on the peptides, or are you here to work on the confidence? Like basically, whatever path they say is leading them into you. So I may go, are you here to build your brand, or are you here to go psycho on the physique? Oh, I'm here to go psycho on the physique. Perfect, man. That's where it all begins. I'm here to build a brand. Sick. And then I send them down the qualifying, ask the questions, open it up, vision, current position, what they're currently trying, show the solution, get a commitment level, and then pitch. So that's lead flow. I wouldn't worry about email, newsletter. Yeah, you would basically just build an email list just from people who actually come on inbound applications. Sales, you've got inbound sales from application, just close them on WhatsApp, get the number, WhatsApp them. Referral sales, says it in the fucking word. Email sales, not going to be deployed right now. DM sales, you can just outbound. Yo, appreciate this. Yo, just seen your page fly up. Yo, I just seen we got a mutual, man. Bum, bum, bum. Whatever. Just like, don't be choosy with it, but like, some people get their back up and they have such a high ego, right? And I'm like, if you just do it from good energy, there's a difference between, you can feel when someone's just like an outbound machine And you can feel when someone's actually just custom,
Yeah.
right? Imagine you're in the gym and you see someone and you're like, no, I think like it could be helpful to this guy. Oh no, this guy just looks sound. I want to open a convo. Treat your Insta DM and outbound like that. Your highest leverage task is not doing outbounds, but it should be a part of your strategy. Marketing to many, right? Your content is your high leverage. So DM sales, upsell sales is you got someone in your mid ticket and you take them to an upfront for 6 months or 12 months, or you sell them to high ticket.
Yep.
High ticket is you send them to an upfront on the high ticket at a higher commitment level, or you create a new offer, the network, and you upsell them. In-person sales is leverageable for yourself as well. You're in the area where your clients are. Don't go waste all day if you can make a 4-hour video, if you could spend 4 hours making a video, but it's still important. Value delivery, we've already nailed that inside the offers. Internal scale, talked about that.
Yeah.
Price increase when the time's ready. Also within price increase, you could do like a coaching delivery decrease, like basically bi-weekly calls.
Yeah.
Or shrink that.
How have you
External
found
scale,
that?
we don't need to cover today.
How have you found that when you've done that, the coaching delivery decrease?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that on new clients coming in, or does that happen with existing as well?
I start everything on new clients coming in.
Okay.
So if I do a price increase, it's a price increase for new people coming in.
Yeah.
If over time it's got to such a level, I may bump, but I may only bump it 25% instead of the full. But typically, I'm one of those where I try not to really bump prices for anyone. Like any client, mate, I have some people in my business who have been here 4 years, and they're probably paying me $250 a month, and it would be way more now. I value loyalty. Like I'm not going to go push someone's price, but there could be someone coming into, let's say, there could be someone in my black room right now. I don't think there is on that price, but someone could have come in on black room hypothetically, $1,000 a month on my business black room from a couple of years ago. Whereas now they may be paying 3.5, 4, depending on, or maybe just under 3, depending on the commitment time frame.
Yeah.
But like, some people have a sick deal. I don't care. Like, good. They've been here a long time, and I value them. I think where we need to go now really is to-do list, right?
Yes.
Sounds like it's pissing it down.
Does, doesn't it? Give it to me with this to-do list.
Okay, so if I'm you right now today, can you get this part on the front page?
I can try.
Try.
I haven't really gone into it too much, but yeah.
Maybe synthesize this down a little bit.
Yeah.
Also-
that all needs a brand new.
Yeah,
After
also here, try and have like the major outcome and derivative design, almost have like a YouTube title. Like I'd have become the man, build the brand, live the life,
I see.
or weaponize your physiology and psychology into a 7-figure asset. Like outcome so their derivative desires, they want to be a 7-figure man, and I'm going to weaponize your physiology and psychology, outcome of offer to derivative desire. Try and use the YouTube framework. Use that for like a VSL or application title, 100%.
Cool.
In here, okay, so what we need to do is bio enhancement, application form, plus new CTA word. You've got a send at the minute, right?
Yeah.
I would shift that to something very specific. Like you could even have like charisma or optimize. I would try and pick a congruent word again. Like here you've got ascend, right? But it's not a word that would be used anywhere else. It shows growth.
What about renaissance?
That. Yeah. The only thing I would say, as a marketer,
Bit long.
the only thing I would say is, do people even know how to spell it? Are people gonna type it out? But I love the way of thinking.
Yeah.
I would remove 25.
Yeah. Transurfing the globe doesn't really need it.
No, I would keep it as like minimalistic as possible.
Okay.
Optimize, and this, to me, optimize your mind, body, and identity. It's good, but someone else could say that. But what other people can't say is everything that's in here. We have to bring this a lot more to you.
Yeah.
So like, even in mine, you might see like, and scale in one of one brands. Like it can't just be, I make you make 50K a month with a coaching brand. It's got to be like, we're building something one of one.
Yeah.
Right? It has to be something you can say that someone else can't say with the same power. It's the same philosophy with your content, right? Your content shouldn't be you've seen someone else and now you can go and create the same thing. When you create content, someone could copy you, but they can't say it from the same frequency. They can't say it with the same level of potency. Your bio should have that congruency as well. So that's where I'd be going here. For sure. Application form update. Then I would straight away go to 2 times YouTube, talking heads.
Yeah.
Right. Once you've got a flow going,
Yeah.
use the framework, by the way, the YouTube framework video.
Yeah.
Once you've got a flow with that going, I would shift into more the creative ones.
Okay. Bringing in the vlogs.
By the way, you could do by talking head, it could just be a phone or a camera and you just walk around, and you could be saying it walking down the beach, walking around your villa.
Yeah.
But I just mean it's just you and the camera taking someone through this. You're taking someone through the emotion and then the logical. Then I would look at, let's come back. Calendar first. Where are creation blocks going?
Yeah. This is what I need to put in.
So my calendar's always fucking a bit. I have stuff missing, but let's say as a framework, right? Like I didn't even put it in this week, but it should be. Okay, right. So let's say weekly CEO review, right? Sunday, review my week. But then I've got this is like yesterday morning, you saw my story, we're both here. We're basically planning we've got a blueprint, right? And what within that blueprint, like what are all the topics going to be? So if I open up this, say 5th of January, right? I've got some references here for I've basically planned 3 YouTube videos. I've put references for all of them, right? And then I've got all of my blueprints, how many of each one, and I've gone and found references for all my team, for all my editors, for planning. And it's not like it's gonna be a direct copy, but it's the style.
When you say reference?
So like if we went on one of these and we went on a travel lifestyle bonus, or let's say we go on carousel, an example of a carousel for lifestyle for the team could be something like this, right? Or it could be something like...
Wow, that's really good research. Do you do this yourself?
Yeah, this is what I do on a Monday morning while the guys are editing. So I'll be like, what I have is business lifestyle. So you see these ones like, this is a lifestyle carousel, but it's business intentional. It's set in authority. Right now, we could have a photo clip from this like this, right?
Yeah.
It would be intentional. It show it because I've got multiple offers running in different directions. I can't just have one type of carousel. I'm gonna have different types. And then I would have one for my elite, which might look more like...
so is this all going out next week?
This style, you see, this is lifestyle fitness now. See how it's a different angle?
Yeah.
So we go out for the week and then we go, right, where is that now going to go into my calendar and creation? And where am I talking heads getting filmed? Talking heads getting filmed there and there. This is where the editing section's getting done. My lifestyle content, I'm meeting up with a mate this week and we're going to take the cameras out. And then it's not in there from today, but like when I basically then set a reference this morning for the bonus YouTube, right? I then said, what's the style for the reference for this morning? So my team's aligned, right? So then my team is all aligned. The fuck with all
Double Adidas.
I need to make sure the team's aligned. So what were we doing today?
Do the second part of the medical test for here. I had to go film selecting a bunch of watches. I did that.
And I just said, look, it's just going to be raw the whole time. Just random. But this is all planned. And then
This is the detail.
this is the detail no one sees. People just see the post come out. And then I'll have like lifestyle reels and then I might have
This is gold.
I have a business one. And every week I do this for my blueprint.
How long does it take?
A few hours. And then you'll see like, you're going to see my business one where I'll have a camera going down here. And next week it's going to be different. Right? Some of this could be in this week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it's all captured intentionally. This camera, right, is on right now because it's going for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm not filming content, but we're creating content.
Yeah.
Right? But then if we go back in here, I'll show you where else it's going to be used. Okay? It's going to be used here. In a split screen style piece of content. But as a two people. Okay? So I just go find random examples of the style of thing I want to do. And then you'll see there'll be ones which are like behind the scenes vlog style here.
How do you search?
Where's the behind the scenes vlog style going to come from? Well, that we made this morning, I have two pieces of, why is this opened onto this? You see this is just in the gym, but from a vlog. Well, we're going to have one of these on my reel this week.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is like, how can I be maximum leverage?
Mm-hmm.
And how can I basically film as little documented content as possible and create my whole blueprint? So when is this lifestyle stuff going to get created? Well, right now we're doing some of it, right?
Yeah.
Also, I'll have to do some myself. Also, it's going to go into the Friday. So I basically set my week up and go, where is everything going to get done? And then you'll be like a week behind and then everything will follow through.
I like it. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Just one thing on my Instagram page, highlights. How would you structure them? Because I like how you've got yours.
So let's go. Calendar, where are creation blocks going to execute your blueprint?
I also had one more on your calendar as well. Sorry to jump around.
Highlights. What was the calendar one? We'll come back to highlights.
Calendar one was hypnosis and consciousness at 5 a.m.
As in my morning process.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that a visualization? Is that a meditation?
yes. I just listened to an audio in the morning. I bought an audio ages ago and I just listened to it in the morning.
Of yourself?
Sometimes I used to have one of myself, but now I've got one that takes me deep into like a theta state. I used to have one where I record. I'll send you a video, bro. I've got a video in the elite program on this.
I'd love to see that, yeah.
That's like the consciousness calibration there. What is the little dog doing?
She's having a right go on my bag. Shall I put it up?
Yeah, send her out.
Troublemaker. That's what I see Matt doing every morning in the journal.
Yeah, the alignment and assumptions.
Yes.
That's from elite. Yeah, I'll just send you access to that. Be easier.
Awesome. So then it was the highlights. Do you have a structure to this? Because right now I've just got...
Yeah, so I would have one, down the line I'd have one on result. I would probably pick them more a few pillars initially. So like travel, lifestyle, process, peptides. I want to basically see your habits.
Okay.
I want to have one where I basically see your process, one where I see the outcome, and one where I see the desires. And simple.
Nice.
Over time, one where I can see other people you've helped in the same form.
Amazing.
So like if I was going to go here, right, I've got my elite and brand, and then I've got my process, and then I've got all my desires and shit in here.
Yeah.
YouTube channels is another one as well. I've 100% put that one in.
That's the craziest Nick I've seen in
This,
a long time.
I was peeled. I was skinned. I'll find a photo when we finish this, bro. On,
Is that in Bali?
Yeah, that was at Nirvana. I was marbled. Like my vein just was sat on me. Yeah,
Yeah.
way better. That's what I need to be like. I'll show you a video when I was fully skinned.
So you let some of these come on the main page?
The reels?
Yeah, if they look good.
Some of them. But might leave them a while and then send them over. Yeah. Like in here, I just don't really care what it looks like. Just fucking whatever. They're just all belief installing. This is more positioning. More just like, what's the outcome and the derivative desires?
Mm-hmm.
And like...
And you've got your style down.
Yeah, I want to improve it as well, but style's down. Like this sort of stuff for me is like, I like this sort of shit as well.
I like that. It's Thurston.
Similar style, yeah.
That first photo gave me Thurston.
That, I used to have his marketer. He works with a guy called Rodolfo, who used to be my head of marketing. So this visual concept is why you see a lot of similarities on certain elements, is because, not necessarily like even before this, from like years ago.
Yeah, I can see some filtered in there.
I'll show you when I was working more with it. Like this was Rodolfo. You can kind of see more like that vibe, not that obviously, but that shot.
Yeah.
This style, no, that one actually. This was Rodolfo. This, see, it's more.
That's
like
a very different look.
It's
That
more
is.
like yeah.
I feel like I recognise you from back then.
I was fucking balded out, bro. This was Rodolfo. This more like Thurston's photos.
You got a mean look about you back then. Was this
Yeah.
when you were like on the 30-second rants?
Yeah. Oh mate, I was a ranter. Yeah. Oh, X in there.
You've created, you killed that version.
Oh yeah, you got to do. Yeah. So like, this was just pure like, be the fucking kind of like aggressive authority guy.
It's the haircut. The haircut makes a massive change.
This is when I did TRT. Full.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit softer there though, but I wouldn't want to be leaner than that. I was fucking marbled then. This was the Rodolfo style. Like it is, you can see, this was Rodolfo.
Yeah, that's nice.
These were all Rodolfo here.
What year was this? 2024? Okay.
A while ago, yeah. This is all Mike Thurston's guy. Different brand. You can see I've gone through phases. I went from like pretty boy coaching to I'm gonna fucking beast you to more intelligent.
Yeah.
Like that frame, you know, a slightly different look.
Yeah.
I'm always interested though, I always ask people, like that's a different look to the meathead look, you know?
100%.
What look?
That's a different guy.
From a you perspective with the, I was having this conversation with Mrs. the other day, like I always talk about not just like looks maxing to looks max, but like looks maxing for the brand, for the persona.
Yeah.
I always like to ask people as well, like from your perspective, buying into fitness, mindset, business, before like the whole personal brand, like, but intelligent, what look do you think suits it the best?
For you?
Yeah. Suits my current
Go
thing.
back to you.
Because that's what I'm working on now. I'm like, I want to fucking, I found.
Scroll up a little bit.
Yeah. I don't. Oh, I
That was just a singular, was it?
This.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in pretty decent shape there, actually.
This, and I like that you've pinned this.
That.
Yeah, I think this fits very well, this post.
Yeah, because it's like authority but lifestyle.
And
Connection, trust.
Connection.
That's the reason it's on there.
Yeah, because you haven't really got much.
No, a lot of it's just me.
A lot of it's you, right?
Yeah.
So having that pinned is smart. That's a great photo.
Yeah.
For it. I like the shirts. I like the look on the business channel.
Yeah, more like contemporary, like more, just more sophisticated.
So I feel like that's where you've elevated to.
Yeah, it's kind of gone more this dress than, and this I would say, than like just this all the time.
Yeah.
But my thing was I shifted to this and then I like took foot off the gas on like extremism with physique. But now I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna dress like this, but I'm still gonna hold this frame. And that's kind of the standard shift I've had to wake up on for 2026. Because I'm like, why not hold that if not better? And
Elliot Wise, have you heard of him?
of him. No, of him.
Maybe have a look at his page just to see the Elliot Wise. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I know the guy.
So he's very much like in top shape.
Yeah.
Doesn't really show it actually. He's more gone down the family route now.
Yeah, there's an element where like we know,
Yeah.
but without flexing.
He's done a lot of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's kept the top shape and very business heavy. He's style now, isn't he? I wouldn't be surprised if he brings out a whiskey or a
He's
cigar.
pure like gone more like Bondi route, and he like be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also leaning on stay in the UK. I saw a reel of him do actually.
Which goes against the grain.
Yeah, he's just picking everything against. So highlights optimized. I would also have a habit of 5 new convos opens a day.
Yeah.
In person can count as well.
Yeah.
And just doing it from the right frequency.
Yeah.
And then I would just run Blueprint. I would try and run minimum 1 ad a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then try and do like, let's say 7 more posts a week on top. So it'd be like you'd work down the line for 14.
Yeah.
And that would be a combination of entertainment and inspiration. So like visual.
Yeah.
So you might then have 3 podcasts and 4 images, or 2 images and 2 reels of image based.
Yeah.
But at the minute I would just focus on this. Even if you just did right now, if you just did this plus 1 carousel a week, great, right? But then we want to start working for that, like working the podcast stuff. So I would have this shooting as a business one, then I might have something clipped from my elite channel, another education one, and these are dailies.
Yeah.
But then you're going to see like an image or a carousel or like this come out on top, which is from a fitness offer. And then you're going to see stuff like these come out through the week again. And then you're going to see wide podcast clipping. So like I just go in here every day and I just got to drive. And I'll just see what they made me, and I'll just be like, right, which ones have they edited? And I've just got like loads in here, and there I can just be like, right, that's a wide clip. I'm just gonna post it.
Oh, so you've got loads of banked stuff ready to go.
Yeah.
Is that just a content phone? Or what's the 2 phones?
This one's just got all my banking on that I've not moved across because it's got my Dubai SIM in. It's an eSIM, but I can't move my Dubai eSIM into here without going back to Dubai. It's just annoying. So basically I order all my Grab and shit on here. This is my main phone on here.
Nice.
But yeah, I would keep it, honestly, mate, I would keep it that simple at the start.
Yeah.
Like just doing this, if you have 5 convos, and then it was more about like, if you do this plus this, right? Then on this, I would just make sure you do a pitch either to a hand raiser. Guys, DM me on Instagram for this, or product awareness and send them to your form. with just ultimate conviction. Speak on your social media like you've already got 100 clients.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because that's sort of where I'm like,
Yeah.
where the
If you
conviction
need to say, this is literally what I work on with my guys inside X, and there's no one in there, I don't give a fuck. Just say it.
What would you call the program?
That's a good question.
Because I had Ascension Academy in my mind, and then I don't know about it.
Renaissance. Classy. Speaks what it is in the name.
Because I do like.
And then I would just have Renaissance, and I would have in my Renaissance or in my Renaissance VIP. Something that simple. I would have it very easy to product awareness. I would say like words like academies and accelerators and stuff like they can almost devalue.
Okay.
I would just have a word. Like I just go elite or elite black room or brand black room. I like for names, if you have a name of your offer, it should be extremely direct response marketing. So like quite Dan Kennedy style. It should literally be like, if I read the name of the program and it's one word, it tells me what it is. Like my brand offer is called brand, right? My elite offer, right, is just become elite. And then my whole offer slogan is become the man, build the brand. It's like, there's no figuring out. Someone should subconsciously know.
Because it links.
So I would just have your program as Renaissance and the VIP version too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them two different things. You want to make level, it's the same thing, but do you want to work with me on this level? And you can be like, look, the guys who usually go for VIP are bum, bum, bum. And you can awareness those people.
In a silent VSO?
Yeah. All the time, even in your stories.
Cool.
If you do a pitch, you can grab your phone. Guys, there's 2 tiers. Do Q&As as well. I'd put that on. The best way to build product awareness at the start is run Q&As weekly, especially at the beginning, because you can manipulate it. For you to just come out and start bombarding about your program versus you can be like, I've seen that you're running BUM. How's that work?
Ask a question to
Yeah,
yourself.
and then you can just be like, oh yeah, so there's 2 tiers. The guys who are in here, we're working on this. The guys who are in this, boom, work on the same thing. And now everyone's product aware. You have to do so much of your time just needs to be product awareness and just in an authentic way. How could you do that? I could just do this right now and put brand in-person mastermind, right? Because then when I come to talk about education, well, they should listen. When I show lifestyle, oh, well, when there's education, I should listen. If all I do is educate, but there's no product awareness, right? And there's no authority, why listen, right? And that's what I would say, 100%. Could you just do me a favor from behind there? Could you make like a Instagram story just from like over here of like behind the scenes while we're doing this? Yeah, bro, I would run 2 Q&As a week. I would probably do like a Friday and a Tuesday. And one could be around like, what's your current pains and struggles? And then just manipulate it, fire it in as right as be. No one really wants to be a guinea pig at the start. And then I would just do one, which is more connection, like proper Q&A, ask me anything. And if you want to get the best answers, I would do it as like actually speaking to the camera.
Okay.
And be like, guys, run me through, what is your current bottlenecks right now? Or you could direct them on, I'm only taking questions today on peptides, on this, and on blood work. And what's happening is you're building up this subconscious like awareness of what you do, where you're an authority.
Yeah. Because people need to get product aware on my page.
Yeah.
People need to understand.
Right, the thing with YouTube psychologically, what's really interesting is that on Instagram, right, you've had an old identity. You've had how people perceived you a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's harder to change that identity. It's like if you say I'm now going to be this millionaire and I'm staying in the same town I've always lived in, it's subconsciously more difficult. Whereas if you go to a new platform and you go to YouTube, it's so much easier to just take a new identity into because There's no family on there. There's no old friends. And even though it's you in your own way, just go into YouTube so much easier. But the easiest way to do it on Instagram is going to be doing that with Q&As.
Yeah.
Because it's just natural. It's authentic.
Nice. One thing on the YouTube, would you have a look at my page just then and just see what you think needs to be changed? Because that's very just basic right now.
Here, I would 100% in here put like more direct response marketing. I would put the pillars. So it's going to be like confidence, charisma, peptides, optimization. Like if we went on here, physique, mindset, focus, performance, frequency, process. I just keep it more like that. And again, there's a congruency. That's my thing. And then if they go into here, they're going to go straight into...
So you have the link there as well.
Yeah. And then for me, at the minute, I just keep this really simple. Normally I would just not have that, right? But I'm running it at the minute. Work with me, and then Instagram, okay? And this is it's just very direct response, straight in. And this sells itself. And then like for me, obviously I've got different stuff. This isn't actually this is a VSL, but it's like a specialist, it's a splitter.
Yeah.
Because I've got different offers. This is basically saying this is going to decide which program you're fit for.
Yeah.
So fill out and it will decide, and then it auto redirects them to a new VSL.
Based on what they click.
Yeah. And then it's basically just saying, become the man, build the brand, testimonials, and then just fucking pile all the derivative desires out. Like, I just know, what does my audience, they want freedom in all areas. They want to live in the best compound, right? Like, what's funny is I made a video and I was talking about compound life. Like, I used to like apartment, penthouse living style. And I basically and traveling all the time. We spoke about this, and I basically got to a point where I was like, nah, I just want a compound. I want to lock a little bit more taste. I just want to lock in, and I want to have like a compound where everything is. I made a video and I was talking about like how compound life is just way better. Just having a place and just fucking going. And then I'd start getting people come in like, yeah, man, I just want a compound. And it's like funny how people will come back round. But yeah, this, in simple terms, is just an application.
It's very simple, the layout there.
Very simple. It's like, this here needs to be 3rd grade. The best landing pages are skimmable. Everyone goes for like, you see how everything's just a bullet point?
Yeah.
Like, you could be a 3-year-old girl and understand what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
People love to like explain and over fucking do whatever.
Yeah.
Here's just an apply button, it takes you straight back. And I'm speaking like a baby. Do you want to start a business, scale it, mindset or body? There's nothing crazy going on.
A and B takes you one way, C and D takes you the other way.
Exactly. Yeah. So if we went through here, and then this is a qualifying based on I know now if they're going to go to Black Room or not. I'm doing well in my career but want to focus on it for the mental performance, Black Room, or I'm working in my 9 to 5, now I need to build it for competence to get out. So let's say they go here and they're like, right, 25. There's an AI automation on this, by the way, like a logic.
If they'd have pressed A, would they be getting different price points there or?
No.
Okay.
No. Then I qualify them on there's a price, and then let's say TP, and this. Submit, and then what happens is they'll pop into this, and now they're going to get the full VSL with testimonials specifically on the whole process.
So that is, sorry, say that again.
That's now my VSL.
Yeah.
But now I speak straight into, this is slightly different. So you see here, I've got like an example. Left his 9 to 5, I'm giving different testimonials.
And then this, all this copy is?
This is just literally just basically selling the need for this mechanism. This is just an emotional sell. Most men are trying to win an F1 race driving a stock A3, right?
Heard you say that.
And again, congruency. And then they come and they're like, yeah, this is the thing, I realize I need it. And then over here, it's not because you're broken, it's because psychologically and physiologically we've not engineered yourself to match the ambition, right? This is the shift. And then here's the 8 pillars. And then when you
so
receive,
you do bring that in there.
and then this is features and benefits. you know, like the back of the offer, basically just the fucking offer with no price. And then when I send them the offer, they're like, yeah, I'm ready. I've already seen it. I've done this with Checkout Now. I've trialed this with Checkout Now, bro. But I just prefer it on just Sell by Chat. But yeah, for me, bro. And then like I've already seen a few of these by today. I just have this as like a low ticket. It's not web optimized. It's it's phone optimized. This one I need to sort it. I did it the other day. But basically this just allows them to, I'll show you this. So this is a low ticket lead magnet you saw in the thing earlier. But like, you know, people hear me talk about consciousness calibration. They get obsessed with it, right?
Yeah.
Because I polarize it. Well, let's say someone's not ready for the full thing, right? To apply. What happens is they might be like, oh, well, I just want that thing because this seems like, you know, rewire your mind and create your dream reality. It's just easy, it's actionable. Some people just want to buy something. Well, then I basically, they can buy it now. And then I have like basically for another 500, 600 quid, they can do a 30-minute call with me if they want to supercharge it. That's a sales call. So I don't ever do sales calls, but I'm like, if you're going to pay me £500, I'll sit on a sales call with you and then sell you my elite program. So
What's the conversion on those?
100. Yeah. Or if they just go through and they buy this, what happens is it brings them up to a one-time offer page for elite. Click yes. It's already got the details. So all they have to do is it just says press the green button and upgrade to elite one time today, $650 instead of $997. And then they just press yes and they go straight up, and then it takes them through. It says upgrade and get lifetime access to the brand course. Build your brand, create autonomy, do it all at once. Click yes, and it just fucking sends them up. So this is like a back end funnel. This isn't my main way of selling, but it makes money every day.
Nice.
So I just kind of cover all angles.
Nice. Got some work to do.
But as of now, this is just, I'd keep it really simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think the style on my Instagram should be?
I would go 100% just lifestyle on the front end.
Yeah.
On the back end, bro, you can make it whatever you want. Honestly, I would just post all sorts raw. I'd post like I could see you with the podcast pro cam like this.
Yeah.
The only time if I was you, I'd do talking to the camera would be YouTube talking head like that, or raw. The diagonal angle is gonna do a lot for most people. So like if I said this whole thing today like this, it's not as authoritative as this way.
Yeah.
Massive difference. So if you can get you captured being the content rather than being the creator, because subconsciously it basically says, wait, this guy's just spending all this time trying to create content. Whereas if someone's like, this guy's busy and his content's great, I gotta watch him. Like it's a different angle. So like basically podcast triggers that, behind the scenes with friends, with clients does that. But then talking head, you can go a lot deeper on beliefs.
How would you set that up?
In terms of camera?
Yeah. Could that be on an angle?
Yeah. Yeah. Talking head though for YouTube, I would just, for you and your audience, I would go quite up close, connection. Sit down with them, walk around the house, sit on the sofa, relaxed.
Yeah.
I would do like a vlog, but like it's talking head vlog. So you could have one where it's like a setup and it could be almost like the iMac camera and you just hear like this. It's quite authoritative and you just like that. And you could have some notes on the screen and you're filming through your webcam. Or you could have one where you're just like this and you're walking around the house and you could just be making your fucking thing. You could fucking pin your BPC or whatever in your video. Like it's authentic. People are like, what the fuck? It'll spike some comments.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I eat in the day this week. I'm gonna Wolverine in myself in the video.
Nice.
Just to spike some fucking random shit.
Yeah. Would you do videos of me like talking authoritatively on Instagram whilst doing peptides?
Yeah. Like just literally just go on your morning stories as well, or like a reel on the table. This is what I do in the morning. If it's what you do, show me.
Breakfast for champions.
The thing is, right, you know, if you like, the weak-minded people out there on social media get so like butthurt and offended, but you're marketing to people more like you. That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
You've almost got to ignore all the sims, right? And understand, right, that like, I had this when I was going to start talking about business stuff, but then I was like, even my elite people, like they love business. They're business focused people, right? Like you were on my main channel, watching main channel stuff, but business is still like, there's a big congruency between them.
Yeah.
And then if I was just to start talking about testosterone or whatever, it might be like this huge, you know, purple fucking whale in someone who's 17. But my ICP is thinking and talking about with the mates every day.
Every day, yeah.
So speak context to your ICP. Show what your ICP want. Make the perfect channel
Yeah.
for your ICP.
One thing, if you go onto YouTube, if you could type in Greg O'Gallagher, I was thinking this style. When you said like up quite close, walking around, if you go, yeah.
Ah, I see this
Alright,
guy.
in this video we're
The ads guy.
Yeah, the ads guy from
Like
this.
100% what I'm talking about. Yeah. 100%.
The ads guy from back in the day, right? He rinsed them.
Yeah, mate. 100%. I've worked with Ty Lopez before. He's worked with Ty Lopez. He was in one of his main programs.
Who's the best that you've worked with? Who you've paid money to? Is Ty Lopez up there?
Well, when I was working, I weren't in his £1 million a year program.
Has he got one of those? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some mad ones. For me, it was more like just the obvious paths, like, oh, well, build your capital to this, then reinvest in this. And it was just more like, but it was still valuable. Or it'd be like, like, be more authentic. And it would be generic stuff, but then you deep what he said, and you're like, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like he would be like, what were you like 10 years ago? What was your clothing style? What would you have done? Okay, we'll just be that, but better. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe we're all just going to create some like status for societal version of ourselves. When like, who were you?
Was he saying this early on as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all this just like really be you, be someone no one can be. Be someone who you're totally comfortable being. Like most people don't want to expose the real version of themselves. And if you and that was magic. And that was said on like a 10-minute call. He was just walking around his farm on FaceTime with me, bro. And I was just like, it's rocket, bro. Like it's not worth any money if you do nothing with it, but if you compound that over 10 years, it's a lot of money. Such simple, bulletproof, great advice. Like sometimes it's not crazy technical stuff, the best advice. A lot of what I have here had the way I wanted to build my brand, where it's like there was no sales calls. I could just literally grab a camera in my bedroom and make loads of money.
Yeah.
I didn't have to have a team of 20 coaches. Like I've had to go to so many different people and like evolve my own way. Now there is people that do some of the stuff similar, but I've not had someone who could just give me one set for the whole thing. So I would say every investment is made has like a percentage has come in at somewhere, you know? So I would say every bad investment has been a good investment, like every investment. From the tiniest ones to the biggest ones.
Yeah.
There's always been something I could take that fills something on the jigsaw. But I've never had one where I'm like, oh my God, my business is sorted now, forever. As in, because I'd be still like this, you know, a lack of synchronous with the certain things I wanted to. I always said, what would need to be true for me to have a brand that does this way? And then I would almost be like, right, well, I need this system. Well, I need to go somewhere random for the systems. Well, I need to go and learn this. Like this thing here. This style of selling, like I was showing you with the funnel. That's not a common thing for a fitness coach to do. But like that would just be like learn copy for sales pages, learn VSL scripting, and spend tens of thousands doing that, and really how to structure the best VSLs. And then on authenticity, and then on mindset, and then on personal branding, and then on building scalable offers, and then on more technical stuff, then on like psychology. Like there's so many different areas, and it's nonstop, but I'm just like obsessed with all of it. So honestly, I would say every investment, bro. Every investment, I wouldn't be where I am without every investment I made.
Also set some goals for me, just to sort of maybe wrap it up.
Yeah.
Financial output, mindset.
Bro, I would have 3 people inside this week. And I don't really care on the money, on how you collect it, if it's monthly, upfront, etc. If you have 20 clients in 60 days, you need 1 guy every 3 days. That can include 3 people for free if you want at the very beginning.
Would you do that?
I'd be open to. It doesn't have to be. If
I've got a couple of guys.
The person doesn't need it for free. I just want you to be able to come out and you be in the gym, or you post a call and there's someone on it and I can go, this guy's doing something. It's like the guinea pig effect. No one wants to be that guinea. Like someone could be so potent, but like I'd want to see someone had been inside. Because it's that like trust, this guy won't scam me, this guy's legit. And I would just bring on 3 people at any fucking rate who can just, even after 2 weeks, will give you a testimonial, not on I achieved this outcome, but just working with Tom has been so great. It's given me loads of clarity. It's made so much sense.
Because I was going to do...
I want people to speak on you. Like I could get a testimonial from you today,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't say I've built my brand now in 10 days to X.
Yeah.
But it would give, oh, I've met Tom, I've worked with Tom, I've spoken with Tom, he's legit, he's really sound, he's giving me clarity,
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing, and I can see how all of and then for someone else to hear just that,
Yeah.
that's very powerful for someone else to come in.
Yeah.
So I don't think it needs to be final products. I would be just starting the snowball is my only focus at the start. I would have the 100 client marker goal with a knowingness it's coming and beyond and beyond and beyond.
Yeah.
But I would have massive urgency on the small wins.
Yeah.
And patience on the long wins.
Massive urgency on the small wins. Okay, because I was thinking about maybe setting up me doing one of the modules on, like I could get 3 guys in and they'd sit on the call with me and it would look like I'm doing a mastermind call.
Well, you could even make a YouTube. I usually charge X for this, but I'm giving it you for free. And there could be guys on the call and you could just like crop it before anyone even speaks. And you could just give that section away, which was fucking sick.
What type of video would you do there? If I'm gonna do,
you could be
something that
it
goes
could
in
be
the
a
course.
Zoom with like a Canva, or it could be a whiteboard thing on an iPad, or you could be on a Miro one here, or on a Word doc. You could do it however, but like anything where someone could come to even a different YouTube video and then see that, and now instantly they can see that there's an authority. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to see any form of coaching happening.
Okay.
To some extent, that would be one of my urgencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also be open with your story. I would probably want to see some form of transformation in yourself to show your own testimonial as well.
On
So,
YouTube?
YouTube, Instagram, be open with your own. You saw that fucking engineer photo I pulled up of
Yeah.
me? Like, you're your biggest testimonial as well. Don't ever forget that you're your own testimonial.
Mm-hmm.
Testimonial marketing is great as long as it's not spammy. I like I don't care testimonial style, just like that. Just quick fire, just chuck it out.
Just put it on a
Yeah.
highlight.
Like if this is a reel clipped right now, that's a testimonial without being a testimonial, because there's a testimonial. So it's
I hear it.
I'm always thinking about what's the lens, the perception. It's all about positioning. So just to you, even if you just had a photo, like the power of a photo like that instantly says there's a guy leading 2 people,
Yeah.
2 clients. But
Yeah.
it doesn't look like the typical clients, with the fucking cheesy fucking school page fucking clients look. Do you know what I mean? Typical coach.
With
It
all the
seems
branding
cool.
shot.
And it also says, we're equal. We're all doing this together. It's man and man. It's not just.
Yeah.
It's not like.
It's a powerful photo.
And that's like the reason. I'm not saying I'm.
But that's a
better than
testimonial. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm better. What I'm saying is, I'm calling my ICP. So you could like literally just have a photo with guys, but one of them positions you as like maybe you're leading them on something.
Yeah, they're looking at me. I'm talking.
Yeah, bro. You could literally do. You could almost do like an in-person webinar at your fucking place to your mates with a camera in the corner. Just say, bro, I'm gonna buy you a steak tonight. Sit there and look amazed. I would do it, bro. Whatever you can do, bro. It's huge trust marketing.
I could do that.
100%. Deploy anything you can, bro. You know when you see like all your fucking Iman Gatzes and shit on fucking YouTube, and they're like, and what's the other guy I don't know, and they go buy each other watches. It's all trust. This guy's nice. This guy won't scam me. Look at that gesture.
He's buying that for.
Yeah, bro, it's marketing. It's all marketing. It's all installing beliefs. You know when I said on the brand call, go to the things and write down what could you do to install the beliefs? That's all that is. What are all the different things? Right now, you could have just come and hit your first 10K, and I could say, bro, I could, behind the scenes, just want to do it anyway and be like, bro, I bought you a watch for hitting your first 10K. Or I could go, come here, cameras. Mate, I've got you a present. Well done. Now, like, this guy just bought his client a 10K watch for hitting 10K. They're so intentional, mate. These guys are like psychopathic manipulators on the inside. And I still see it in a good way, you know? But there's levels of intention. But everything you see, you got to question it, is what your mind has to start doing with marketing.
Yeah, I'm excited to jump in.
Sick. I'd run this, bro. And we can bounce on this. Like, what'll probably happen is you'll go away today, look at this, and then like run off on it and then fire it back at me.
Yeah, because there's a lot of easy wins there.
Yeah. Then, bro, we could go so fucking technical to the point where it would just get in your way of doing the things that need to be done to start rolling the snowball.
Yeah.
Is what I would almost like, I could, for my own ego, I could start spitting at you right now, but it would just not serve current situation. You know, we'll just come to it. It's always going to get covered, but I would rather just go, what's the chapter now?
Yeah.
Because that's the chapter that moves us to the next one.
Yeah.
And I'll send you these documents as well. These will be good for you as well, bro. Like advanced sales tactics, like the 3 yes rule and shit like that. These are cool. And each time just move someone in. So there's 3 yes rule, Ben Franklin effect.
I'd love to see these.
Embedded comments. Examples.
Where'd you get these from?
Juxtapose. Consultancy behind Tate.
I see.
How to beat fixed beliefs. Bro, it's crazy shit.
Wow.
Trivializing benefits. If they can't explain it, it doesn't exist. There's also tonality for sales.
You like Google Doc as well to just have everything there.
Yeah. Playing on ego. That's kind of like what I was talking about earlier with your ICP.
Yeah.
Mexican standoff. Then there's also objection handling. But yeah, there's loads of stuff.
Do you have to objection handle much when you're selling by chat?
No, because I've done it all in the content.
Yeah.
Everything I know, most of the, I actually think it's a really easy ICP that we're both selling to at the minute. Effectively, you're just selling, the only objection is, I can do this alone, they've got ego.
Yeah.
It's the main one. If you install the belief that they need the thing to get the outcome, there shouldn't be an objection other than themselves. Or that they don't need it now. So if you can install urgency and you can break ego, by showing an example on how you don't have ego and how all you do is invest in mentors.
Yeah.
Like, if I made a video,
You say that all the time.
all intentionally,
Yeah.
one, because it's true, but two, because you have to be intentional about the truth you say. Because if everyone's like, right, I want results like Tom has, but Tom's saying he worked with mentors, which I've always had my whole life, I need to follow the path he took.
And that's an action belief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, what actually
Thank you very much.
what actually got you to where you are,
Yeah.
the real, like, what actually happened? Exposure, mentor, you dropped your ego, you learned, you applied relentlessly, you had fucking hard times, you analyzed, you improved, you found another person to help you with. That's what fucking happened for everyone on the planet.
Yeah.
You have to share that path
Yeah.
for you specifically. And that's why you can just say the same thing every time and it works. And I don't care what format you say that in on anything long form,
Yeah.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
Find me one person who didn't have a figure